Happy Saturday. We are 13 hours away from kickoff for week 14, the last week before most of our fantasy playoffs. Anyone that plays week 14, feel sorry for you. I know a couple of you guys do. That's rough. Ray will meet Sweats. Big Ray. Meet Sweats will be joining me in a minute or two. He's in the shitter right now, relieving himself of many of those meats he's eaten. We'll see if he has a feast tonight for us. How about that feast he had last night? I thought his whole meal was that bowl, whatever the hell that was, and he brings out a fucking pound steak. I feel like Ray's side is the steak. So like any meal he has, he just like instead of a baked potato or some veggies, it's just a fucking steak. Anyways, some news to get to here before Ray gets on. I'm a little worried about Justin Herbert. So he's questionable, and it's one of those things that it'd be in their best interest if he wasn't going to play to say he was going to play, so they couldn't prepare for Trey Lance, because Trey Lance is exact opposite quarterback of Justin Herbert. That's a whole different offense they'd be running. So these coaches have been lying all year. So would it surprise me if Justin Herbert didn't play? No, it wouldn't. So I think we need to kind of be, temper our expectations with the pass catchers there. So like Keenan Allen can't be started. In general, it's a hard start anyway. But if you have a possibility of Trey Lance being there, absolutely not for me. And then someone like Ladd McConkey needs to be probably pushed down to the wide receiver 3, high-end wide receiver 3 ranks. Just because injured Herbert, if he plays, and if he doesn't play, Trey Lance is just not going to have any passing volume there. Running backs, I don't think that changes too much, but definitely like the Eagles in that game. We'll get to my bets here in a little bit once Big Ray joins. Another news item that is irrelevant for fantasy for the player, but really relevant for the rest of the guys is Greg Dortch is out. He is out for the year. Well, on IR, so he's missing the next 4 games. That is huge for Michael Wilson. So even if we have Marvin Harrison come back next week, Michael Wilson has one less person to compete with, and Trey Benson's not coming back, so the running back room's bad. It's literally McBride, Marvin Harrison, and then Michael Wilson. So Greg Dortch was that third down specialist, that slot receiver. That's just more snaps, more targets, more pieces, a bigger piece of the pie for a guy like Michael Wilson. So I think that even when Marvin Harrison comes back, Michael Wilson should be he's a startable guy no matter what. Like he is a top 30 guy in my mind. So Jaden Reed, nice call, Mark. Thank you. Jaden Reed is back. So they released one of the bum guys, Malik Heath, they released. So that's kind of a sign that Jaden Reed is healthy and back. So I think Jaden Reed is just throwing another wrench into all of the pass catchers there in Green Bay. So the only one I think you could trust is Christian Watson. His role doesn't change, but you're going to have, all the people that have been on Dontavian Wicks after that nice game he had on Thanksgiving. Like now you have Reed splitting slot snaps with him. Now you have a guy like, hey, come on, my dog. Sorry, my dog's licking my leg. Hey, Romeo Doubs hasn't been, trusted anyway, but now you have Romeo Doubs, really, really not startable. You might have Matthew Golden coming back in this game. So it's just wacky and wild there as always, and not to mention tough matchup. Mark says, "What's going on, Mark? Shout out, Mark, number 1 super fan. With no Herbert, does it upgrade or downgrade Dicker? I dropped Boswell for him last week. It would downgrade him because of less scoring opportunities, and even with Justin Herbert, they're real conservative on 4th downs. So it's not like they're less likely to go for it on 4th down with Trey Lance. They're just less likely to get into scoring position. So that's the worry there." But he's still a must-start guy because he's got a home game in the Dome. Cameron Dicker's the second best kicker in the NFL. So he was the best, but Aubrey has taken that title, and he is just destroyed. He's destroying. I saw a stat. I don't know what you guys saw in the Discord that Pierre put in there that I got to go back and look, but it was Brandon Aubrey has outscored a bunch. He's outscored Saquon Barkley this year, which is just wild in itself. Let's see if I could find the graphic here. So he has 163 points this year. This is Brandon Aubrey. He has outscored Justin Jefferson, Saquon Barkley, Ashton Genty, and Drake London. Now, Drake London, I'm not going to add in there because he's missed a lot of games. But he would currently Brandon Aubrey would currently rank as quarterback 22, running back 12, so that's an RB1, wide receiver 7, and tight end 2. So he's only behind Trey McBride in scoring. How is that shit, Ray?
Not good. But we're going to make it.
What does not good shit mean? Just didn't come out right?
This was a hell of a marlin that I caught. That's all I'll say.
That's awesome. There's nothing's ever too much information for this show. So, fuck yeah, Ray. We got this. Last name McAuliffe. Really loving Loving Burden this week. Johnson used him well in the gadget plays and Odunde's absence. Going to be starting him over Ibuka. Thoughts? Oh, absolutely not. Don't do that, bro. Ray, you starting Luther Burden over Ibuka?
Nope.
I'm not going that far. And here's what. Go ahead.
I was gonna say was real quick. Everybody doesn't. I mean, if you're not from here where we live in the Midwest, between here and Green Bay and Chicago and Green Bay, we're about to get 3 to 5 inches. We're in the middle of it right now. That's not gonna matter for the game tomorrow, but nonetheless, that snow will fall and it's gonna be cold. Like I'm saying, they'll have the field clean by 3:30, but it's still gonna be cold, messy. It's gonna be a hard-nosed game. I would go Ibuka, man. Like,
yeah, we have that's a nice matchup against the Saints inside, and we also have Caleb Williams passing yard number in Vegas. Again, this isn't a gospel. It's not the Bible, but I do always refer to, I'd much rather look at Vegas prop lines over like consensus ranks because I don't trust those. It's a bunch of guys hedging, especially fantasy pros. They're on a competition. Like, I don't know the people's motivations for ranking it like this. Sometimes they do it just to get ahead. Like Vegas doesn't do any of that. They set it to where they want action both ways. So they have Luther Burden at 40 yards right now, 40.5, and they have Caleb Williams at 193. So Baker's at something like 245, 240, and they also have Ibuka at 56 yards. So like that's 16 yards. Who's more likely to catch a touchdown? 100% Ibuka. So you have more touchdown upside, more catches, more yards. I'd say that I could see Luther Burden having maybe more upside. When I say maybe, but like the floor, what is the floor there? That might just be like Ray said, a ground and pound kind of game. What are you nibbling on there, buddy?
I guess you have to wait until the segment. You have to wait until the segment.
I gotta wait for the segment. Yeah, I do. Ray serving up soft serve. That's awesome. So Logan says Trey Benson confirmed not coming back. Man, this really pains me, Ray. And usually, when Tucker Kraft got injured, and like my father, my brother, my friend, my lover, that's Tucker Kraft, I was very sad. I was disappointed. I was sad. It hurt me. The Trey Benson thing pisses me off. And I just went through and I officially Erica had him in 5 leagues. I had him in like 12 spots. We had 17 shares of Trey Benson that I was fucking holding on to. So, dude, I'm pissed.
Damn it! Damn it!
One of our favorite movies of all time.
It's unfortunate, understandably, man. I mean, I'm sure you've seen. I still have him in XFL just for the hell of it. I know, like, because right now, I mean, I'm saying, I know he's gone.
He's in your IR spot. Like I have him in my Fantrax Publics mostly. So in my Yahoo leagues, my home leagues, I do have him still in my IR spot because there's no point in dropping him right now. But that was my reaction to the Trey Benson news, and I want to do that. You know how he punches Santa. Ray, give the people the fact about that scene that you gave us on the podcast.
For which one?
Oh, no, that was Storey. So I think you know this. Anyway, Chevy Chase broke his hand during that scene, punching Santa.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did.
Yeah. I want that to be Jonathan Gannon instead of Santa because, okay, whatever. Trey Benson not coming back. But here's the point. Trey Benson clearly suffered a setback last Wednesday, and he did not report that. He just said he's not practicing. Like, report your injuries. He got re-injured. Like, clearly he hasn't practiced since. He's inactive for this game.
He should get fined.
And he also said he's not coming back. Dude, fine his ass. Like, we need to know these things for picking up the
Bears and the Ravens. You know, I'm saying like the Bears like didn't know. I mean, like reports were saying during the Bears-Ravens practice week that Lamar was only taking practice squad reps, but nonetheless, the report said that he was limited. So,
right.
Same shit. I mean, they should be punished for it. It should be severely punished.
This is the worst I can recall. The coaches just not giving us, like, feeding us false information, and also just not giving us information. Where like it's the age of information, man. Like you got to give away your shit because at some point you don't have to give it right away. You can give it vague answers, but like not giving any answer at all, and then Bucky Irving not being put on IR and then nothing like for that many weeks from Todd Bowles. Like this shit's wacky, and it's like we have to read between the lines so much, and in some cases there's no lines to read between because they're not giving us anything. Without further ado, though, I'm really curious about this one just because I see Ray over there bent over eating. He went to the toilet, so it must be something exciting. My favorite segment, it's Dining with Meatballs. What do you got for us, man? Tacos? And what is that? A big pile of rice? You're muted.
Yeah, I was that was tacos, and then I have another reload of the balls from last night, and then just for the good guys, because it's just just because I'm having the tacos, little chips and guac, not guac. I'm sorry, queso.
That is a fucking meal. Just you're multi-talented, man, because you come in the show, you give good information, you're entertaining, and you're also eating a fucking 3-course meal, all in the process. That is, you know what? Like that's actually more multitasking than I do. Hosting and producing the show. Like you're doing more because you're eating and you're shoveling your shit in your face. You're muting the mic. You're eating. You're not talking with your mouth full. You have good manners. It's just great. I love Meat Sweats. Goddamn. Everyone tip your cap to Meat Sweats.
That's why sometimes I've been muting because I just know it's I can just be
Oh,
so
awesome.
Rob is looking
Best hot dog in Chicago.
Best hot dog in Chicago. Honestly, I think it's a very biased question, to be perfectly honest, because there's literally, as long as you have Vienna hot dogs, Vienna beef hot dog, fresh ingredients, and a halfway decent bun, you'll be like, it's pretty much on par. It's just like if you have like a dry bun, you have a non-Vienna beef hot dog. I'm just saying because literally, dude, like there's literally endless amount of answers if you're from the Chicagoland area. But in general,
are you a hot dog or brat guy? What do you prefer, brats or hot dogs?
I really do like hot dogs, but like if there was just one, I'd probably still go brat, like brat with some grilled onions.
Ooh, now we're talking. All right, I'm gonna hit you guys with the intro early in this one because I want to talk about the joke I have in the intro and get his take, get Big Ray Meat Sweat's take on this one. So here you go. So you heard about Odell Beckham? Did you see the interview he gave? So essentially, he was on someone's podcast a couple days ago, and he was saying he's essentially broke. So he's another one of those athletes, Antoine Walker. Yeah, he made over $100 million in his career. Now he's defending it, saying there's taxes. Like the athletes are the only ones taxed. Now their taxes are more significant because you tax $100,000, you lose $35K. You tax $100 million, you lose $35 million. But he still has like literally profited over $65 million. That's not counting endorsements, Ray. So he's probably up to $100 million what he's made with endorsements and shit. And he was trying to say that had a sob story for himself. He's like, you don't know how hard it is to live off $100 million, and like because he didn't manage his money well. He literally he's like, I bought my mom a fucking house, all this shit. Like he buys all this jewelry, whatever. The dude's essentially broke right now, and he's talking to a public that struggles. $100,000 doesn't even go that far, and that's a decent job. So it's also you're barking up the wrong tree. No one's gonna have sympathy for you, you fucking clown. Like $100 million, dude. I would live 10 lifetimes on that shit and be awesome. I'd be like my if I had kids, they'd be good.
You might be able to live 100.
You know how I live, bro. I've been working seasonal jobs. 9 months a year, 8 months a year since I was 18. I've had my own place since I was 18. Like I make it work, bro. And I still wear nice shirts like this. You know what I mean? I indulge on certain things, but I buy Busch Light. I do things like that.
Well, you know what's funny is that Odell didn't play as long as Chad Johnson did, but Chad Johnson had we would say he had a higher peak because he just played at a higher peak longer than Odell. Odell might have had a more highest peak for that moment.
Yes,
but Chad Johnson was better overall. My point is, Chad Johnson literally has been on many interviews. He's just like fake.
Yeah.
Fake. He's like, it all looks the same. I'm spending a couple $1,000s, on this while these dudes are paying millions. And I'm saying, I know Chad Johnson's He's not like the most relevant dude, but he has a podcast. I'm sure he's doing fine financially compared to what you're talking about with this dude.
It's head scratching, man, because I can
But
feel like
it
Odell
doesn't
Beckham
change.
isn't like, he's not an idiot. Like he's not like one of these like Derrick Rose types that came from like nothing. Like I feel like he brought up decently. So he should be decently educated, and like all you got to do, man, is just hire someone to help you with your money, and hopefully they don't steal it from you, but just manage it. You can't be like having your bills be $8 million a year when you're a football player, because your shelf life is very short. You're not a doctor.
I know you've seen that 30 for 30 broke, right? Did you ever see that?
Yeah.
It was one of the first 30 for 30s. Yeah. Really good. Everybody, if you've never seen that 30 for 30, it was it was in the very early stages of ESPN's 30 for 30 documentary series. Literally, they had one that was called 30 for 30 broke, and it was just all about basically the major three sports of football, basketball, baseball, and more importantly, football and basketball. I think it really focused on, but just guys going broke because they would, like Bart Scott. This is the only thing I'll say. Bart Scott said that he had 5 mortgages, and that were $1 million plus homes, and his family was expecting him to pay it off, and he's just like, you guys realize my money is gonna run out. Like, this is not sustainable, and these people all go broke because they try to help everybody when they don't have a sustainable income from investments and stuff. They just blow it on a whole bunch of trash. AKA
Dude,
housing.
if you just have someone decently smart handling your money, and let's say you have $1 million and you invest that $1 million safe where you're not risking it, just on like an IRA, you could make like 70 grand a year just on that. Right. And then you just live on that. Yeah. IRA. And you can, like, $70,000 isn't a lot, but it's actually enough to live on per year. Not for Odell Beckham. That's enough to live on like 1 week. Anyways, I got this awesome clip that I want to play. It's actually really random. It's not that funny, but just this is Odell Beckham, Area 51.
I don't understand. Where does all this come from? How do you get funding for something like this? You don't actually think they spend $20,000 on a hammer, $30,000 on a toilet seat, do you?
Odell Beckham spends $30,000 on a toilet seat. He's like, dude, look at my shitter, bro. You're fucking sitting on diamonds. You're shitting on diamonds, bro.
I don't know if that's Jeff Goldblum's dad or uncle, or just a friend in that movie, but that guy is.
It's his dad.
It's his dad. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, he's so fucking great, dude.
It's like Judd Hirsch, I believe his name is, dude. It's like he's in a different movie. He's in a different movie than everyone else in that movie. He's like trying to get them back together on the plane. It's like a rom-com for him, and like he doesn't realize he's in like a action movie, like aliens taking over the world thing. He like must not have read the script right. So like the way he delivers his lines, fucking love Independence Day, man. What an all-time classic. I watched it again last night. It's one of my most watched movies. I had it on VHS as a kid.
Was he Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder? He's like, you guys all read the script, right? That's not him. Whoever, right. I can't remember his name, but that guy, that actor. He's like, you guys all read the script, right? And they're like, script read me, man.
You guys all read the script, right?
I don't read script. Script reads me.
What the hell does that even mean?
What you getting at with the book script? Spit that shit out, man!
And the greatest thing about the thing that's so great about that is you can totally tell that like they had to use that clip for that line because they tried so many times, because Robert Downey Jr. would just keep breaking character. Because clearly right at the end there, he's smiling, but he's trying so hard not to laugh. He's just thank you for playing.
Fucking Odell, what a clown. All right, we'll get to everyone's questions here. We'll get to everyone. Keep on piling them in there. If you want an instant answer, super chat. We also have our super chat fundraiser right here. Every 5 super chats, beer chug. Every $20 super chat is a beer chug. Everyone that signs up for the Patreon during this live stream gets a beer chug from us. Also gets all the perks of the beer chug. Here's Big Ray dressed in drag. Halo. Here is Helen Hunt. Say hello to Helen. Also, real quick, shout out to all the Patreon members. Y'all are helping me out, hooking me up 7 nights a week with this shit, keeping the lights on. Thank you very much. If you want to get down, professionalfanatics.com or link in the description. A lot of good perks here. Access to Discord, access to my bets. We're going to get to all my bets here in a little bit after we get to some questions. Community fantasy leagues, guest appearances in the pod. Jason was on last night. Free merchandise giveaways, and more. A lot of good stuff. Professionalfanatics.com or link in the description. And here's the record, guys. If you want access to these bets, we are crushing 67 and 36 on the year in player prop bets. So Without further ado, Ray, you want to hit the little message board and see what they're talking about today? Vidal, you're muted. Vidal or Hampton? Maybe you're not muted. Vidal or Hampton this week? You're going Hampton, right?
I guess. I mean, why would they? I mean, they need to get ramped up because like if they're pretty much in dire mode right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I guess the upside of the Hampton thing is you saw what happened with Bucky. He came back and he got the lion's share of the work. So would they just give it to Hampton? Because similar, they trust Rashad White. Sean Tucker was awesome. So like they had running backs in place.
Too, so just doubling down why they would give it to Hampton more. Bucky was a third round,
right?
So, or fourth, right?
Fourth rounder. Start Godwin over Ladd with Herbert questionable. Now we were talking about before you get on about the report that Herbert's truly questionable. They just released that today. Now they said all week he was going to play. Now we were talking about coaches lying and all the bullshit. Like there's a chance they were just saying that. Like there's a chance he doesn't play because I would sit him because they're probably going to lose this game anyway, man. Against a hungry Eagles team, beat up with no line. So obviously, if there was no Herbert, we definitely are starting Godwin over Ladd. So I want to ask you, what do you think your percentage chance that Herbert plays? It's a tricky one.
I mean, I would say it's probably still closer to, I'd say it's closer to 50-50. I mean, maybe more like a 60% he doesn't, 40% he does. I think it's just really going to come down to how he feels in the morning. Because, I mean, with that type of injury, like if he can't really do anything with that particular hand, you know what I mean? Like that really clearly matters. Do they want what happened to Rodgers last week?
Right.
Rodgers did not use that.
They had to win. Like the Chargers can lose this game and still be okay down the road. Like the Steelers are kind of in must-win mode every week. So, and the thing is, like, you also don't want to risk like a major injury. Like Herbert is your future. He's 27, 26 years old. Aaron Rodgers is dust. This is his last chance. Like if Aaron Rodgers was 27 years old, I doubt he would have played through that injury. So I get you saying. I say 60-40 he plays, but that's still a 40% chance. It's a Monday night game. So I think you just start Godwin in a nice matchup against the Saints just to be safe, Braden. If you're either way, what's the difference, really? Ladd hasn't been that good anyway. He's fine, but they spread the ball around too much there. Last name of call. Burden over Devin Neal / Sutton, then at the flex, full PPR. So I'm going Burden over Devin Neal, but I don't think I'm going Burden over Cortland Sutton.
Right. That's what I was going to say. I would not go over Sutton.
Because Cortland Sutton is almost as good of a chance as anyone outside like the top 6 receivers for a touchdown every week. I mean, the guy's a touchdown merchant. And I didn't see Sutton's number this week. I'm guessing it's like 49.5. And like I said, Luther Burden's at 40.5. And who's more likely to score a touchdown? It's always Cortland Sutton. Soft matchup there against the Chargers. So sorry, against the Vegas Raiders. So I'm going Sutton there. I would rank it Sutton, Burden, Neal, full PPR. Bam Knight. So what do you make of this with Trey Benson gone, Ray? What are you making of Bam Knight? Bam Knight's the guy to own there, even in PPR, or because you have DeMarcado is ruled out, but DeMarcado should be back at some point this season. Michael Carter's the third down back. Bam Knight does still catch some passes, and he's getting early down work and the goal line work.
I mean, I have him in my one league that I'm not going to be in the playoffs for, so I'm just going to play spoiler with him. But I mean, I think he's, I would say he's probably in 22 to 15, depending on the matchup, like ranking per week.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, I mean, he could like work his way up to be a top 12, depending the game he has. I'm saying just having a really good game, but for him, but I think for where, because he's going to get the opportunity and they're going to be passing with Brissett. Like, I think there's opportunity for him to still be in that, low end running back, mid to low end running back 2 or high end running back 2.
Getting back to the Odell Beckham thing, he's saying the early 20s, it's a rough time to make the money, and also women take him to the cleaners. Now, if you remember what Gronk said, Gronk has lived off, he hasn't touched a single cent he made in salary, and Gronk's not a smart man. He said that he's only lived on his endorsements money, his endorsement money, right? On the money he's made doing commercials and shit like that. So, like, that's Rob Gronkowski, who literally can't pronounce Emeka.
And you got to give credit to this rookie sensation wide receiver out of Ohio State, Emeka Egbegbue. Emeka Egbegbue. Emeka Egbegbue.
That man saves his money. Odell Beckham can't save his money, and no one wants him on any kind of pregame, postgame show because he's a clown.
I think that is one of the coolest things I ever heard about it. Like when I heard that a couple years ago, or however many, it might have been 5 years ago, whenever it was that they reported that he has not spent one dime of his money made in NFL, just all off endorsements, and he made no NIL money.
Yeah, and he's probably doing now. He's probably living on when he needs to. He'll just he's making money with Fox or whatever. He's probably just going to make interest on all the fucking salary. What did he make? $60 million in salary. So Rob Gronkowski living well, drinking Fireball. Fucking love you, Rob. Waller or Ladd full PPR. Now we're going Ladd here, right? Over Waller. I don't think we're gonna get that cute, even with Trey Lance. Let's just assume it's Trey Lance here. Would you want Trey Lance, Ladd with Trey Lance, or Waller in the cold ass weather with Tua?
No. I'm not trusting the Dolphins in Pittsburgh. I'm not doing it. Was they're playing Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah.
In Pittsburgh? Yeah, I'm not doing it.
No, the Dolphins are playing the Jets in New York.
Still in New York. Yeah, I'm still not. I'm sorry, but I know it means a difference because Steelers have a better defense and a better team in general, but Jets have been playing better, just at least been more respectable in the last couple,
Dude, they've won 3 of their last 5. They're 3-2 in their last 5 games.
There you go.
They were 0-7 or 0-8 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Wild. You know what? That is one good thing that Aaron Glenn's going to do. Now, it's not necessarily good for the franchise because they're losing draft capital every single game as we speak. But, we saw that with the Lions. Remember, the Lions played spoilers there the first year, Dan Campbell. What were they start off? 0-8 the first year with Dan Campbell? Similar thing, 0-7. And they ended up going like 6-11, dude. And they kept the Packers out of the playoffs that last game. So it's a culture building thing. Unfortunately, the Jets need a lot more than just culture. That Lions team had some talent. The Jets don't. Jets do have a fuckload of draft picks, though, dude. GT, need upside. Quinshon Junkins, Emeka Ebigbu, Harvey, Chase Brown, McLaurin, or Corum. So if it's upside, it's PPR. Upside is Quinshon Junkins, right? Against the Titans?
Yeah. Yeah, because, there's no reason for them not just to run the ball down their throat if they can. I would then say Denver's at Houston, right?
No, Denver has the Raiders. So that's
right. Yeah, so I couldn't remember. That's what it was. Yeah. So
Ibuka's got a good matchup. Chase Brown has a decent matchup.
Harvey's got a
against
matchup,
the Bills. They can't stop the run. McLaurin has the Vikings, and Corum has the Cardinals. It's all up here.
Now, I guess it just depends. We know Kyron Williams is playing, but if anybody really thinks he might get hurt again, if you want to bet, but I wouldn't. Bet that.
I'm not going there.
I
would go Judkins, Ibuka, Harvey, or Chase Brown. They're all good options. Give me the guy against the Titans. Even if it's full PPR, I think Quinshon Judkins can score 3 touchdowns in this game. What's your take on the Bears game? So Sherry Shark Khan waiting on the Bears to destroy Green Bay. They are 6.5-point underdogs, Ray, and all the public money. I know you're Mr. Conspiracy, and this is a worry for me. Like 80% of the money is on the Bears with the points. A little concerning for you or no?
No, I think it's 50-50. I really don't think there's a win. I really think right now, going in with the weather, with how the teams are playing right now, I really don't think that there's anybody. Everyone wants to say that any one team has a better one up on the other. Because honestly, I'm telling you right now, from everything I'm hearing, dude, like Wisconsin fans, Packers fans are fucking shitting their pants more than they ever have, at least since Lovey days. When
you almost shit your pants in the bathroom.
Well, I didn't, but close.
Almost. Yeah. So they're almost shitting their pants. I would definitely not bet on it, but if I had to bet in money line, just in general, who's going to win the game, I'm definitely taking the Packers. I would never lay 6.5 points in a division game outside shitty weather, and the Bears are hot as hell. Hottest team. Now, here's the thing, is we've seen this with teams when just the wheels fall off and it's just everything comes to a head, and we're kind of beat up right now. Now, our defense is getting better, but our linebackers are trash, and here's the difference. Saquon Barkley and the Eagles could not take advantage of our weakness because they refuse to run the ball no matter what the situation, Ray. The Packers aren't going to do that. The Packers are going to fucking rely on Josh Jacobs. He looked pretty good coming off the injury on Thanksgiving, and they have 10 days off. So
we have our 2 starting linebackers, Edwards and Sewell, coming back. So
they're back. Okay, they're not very good, but they're better than who they had.
Edwards. No, I was like, do not call him not good. I'm not going to say he's.
Well, elite. It's not like it's not.
Yeah, you're not Fred Warner, but okay, he's right below All Pro.
Wow, Ray loves the Bears. So give me your score prediction here. What is the Ray score prediction? Give me the 2. Give me the one with your head and the one with your heart. You got to have 2, right?
I think it's equal. Well, no, I guess my head would probably say no. Dude, fuck it. Again, the Bears won with last year, like with Thomas Brown. I think it'll be 21, 17, 20, 21, or 24, 21, something like that.
Bears winning? I'm going to say 23-17 Green Bay. We lose by 6, and the Bears still cover. Because I think that line's going to go down. I think people are going to be betting it's going to go down to like 5.5, I think. Anyone ready to trust Brian Thomas Jr. again? Now, we're going to get to my bets in a little bit. The one bet I don't like is Brian Thomas is over because that weather is rough there, boys. That weather looks like shit. It looks like 100% chance of rain in Jacksonville. Now, it's one of those things, though, Ray, with weather games. You always think, oh, my God, it's so easy. It's going to be a low-scoring game and, not or like low yardage game, and it's tough to pass. Like, here's the thing. Is a guy like Brian Thomas is not a volume guy. They're going to be stacking the box in this game. I can see Brian Thomas breaking off a big play. Now, that's just kind of fluky. I am in on Brian Thomas rest of the season. I feel like this week he's still startable, getting healthier. Rest of the year, he's not a guy on your bench. If you have better options, then awesome. But like if it's Lad McConkey, like I feel like he's a top 30 guy. It's still Brian Thomas. The ability is there. Trevor Lawrence, as much as we hate on Trevor Lawrence in this program, he looks good. He's playing good. He's pushing the ball downfield. And their team is just functioning well.
I was going to say, their offense is functioning better than the Chargers. I know the Chargers doesn't have a completely dysfunctional offense with how hurt that O-line is, how hurt Herbert is. There's just too much injuries, and that division is really tough. Like, I'm with you, man. Like, Brian Thomas Jr., he didn't do what he did last year and just, stopped. He's not made money. Like, of course, he's made money, but he hasn't gotten that contract. So it's like he was all pro looking level going towards. Now he's back to just being nothing. So it's like he needs to do it for himself on top of with helping the team. So I'm with you. I like him if you have him stocked for the rest of the year.
Yeah, this week's his toughest matchup, and just the weather. But I think he's fine. Jake Hampton playing this week. I already got a Big Boo and Baker in. We think he's playing. I would trust in Hampton playing more than Herbert. And I think Herbert's going to play as well, but I think Hampton's like a 90+% chance, 99, 95, something like that.
As far as I know, he's playing from what I've read, but I am Scheffner. So what does Ray know? Maybe call me Ray Scheffner, but
Ray Scheffner, Strange or Waller. This is a tricky one because Strange has the weather game, like we mentioned, and Waller has a 38-degree game in New York. And have you looked at Tua's numbers in cold weather?
Yeah,
I don't think he's won one game. It's like 1-14. It's terrible. And it's not just the record; his numbers are awful.
Give me Strange.
Yeah, give me Strange. Some dump downs there.
You can just dump him, make a little just dump offs for him and get you some PPR.
Jake says you can always count on my Jets to turn it up once we're in the tank. You know what's the most dangerous thing though in the NFL? We see it every year is the pressure factor, right? And once a team is eliminated from the playoffs, and especially when they're this bad, like as long as they're not winless, which puts more pressure on the team. There is no pressure, and guys can play free and easy. You see that all the time in the NBA. Which just it doesn't matter. We're gonna fire up some shots, but when the game is close, when the season's close, guys tense up. Not all of them. The great ones get better, but your average player gets worse. And these are dangerous teams because they're just playing for contracts. They're playing for pride, and the other team is the one when it's the winner go home for the Chargers playing a team like the Jets, for instance. That is a dangerous situation to put the winning team, the team that's fighting for something in because. They make mistakes, man. It's human nature to stress and press. And the Jets ain't pressing. They're just fucking whatever. Yeah, slinging the ball over the yard.
To be honest, that's why I'm sort of thinking the Bears might win tomorrow is because the Packers have all the pressure on them. People may think the Bears do. Who the fuck thought the Bears would be number 1 seed in the NFC going into week 14?
Right.
Nobody. So
yeah.
They're playing with house money right now. Packers aren't. The Packers traded for Parsons. Okay. That put them on Super Bowl notice right away.
Yep.
They have all the pressure on them. That's why everybody, I'm telling you, dude, go and look at ESPN Milwaukee. Just look at Packer fan blogs and people who are a Packer fan, everything. They're shitting their britches, everybody. Now, Packer fans, come on and tell me you're not. You're lying. You're fucking lying because you're afraid of Ben Johnson, as you should be. You're not afraid of Caleb and whatever. I don't care. We have the coaching staff. I trust in Ben, and the team is better. and we're much more well coached. We're going to be much more prepared. I just think it'll be really close. And it's going to come down. You know what's going to come down to it, Rob? Is going to be who makes the most turnovers. That's it. That's going to be it.
And the Bears have been elite at forcing turnovers, and we have not turned the ball over. So it's been like the perfect storm of.
The Packers have like what 7 or 8 turnovers all year. 3 interceptions from Love and like 7 or like whatever. Like the rest are fumbles. So.
Follow up on Hampton. I win. I'm in. Him or Harvey. This is Harvey, man.
At Raiders.
This is Harvey. It's just the matchup, and like I can tell you this. I think that Harvey we've shown is playing 50% of the snaps. He's getting more of the high leverage snaps than other guys, but 50% is not encouraging. But what are we going to predict? What do you think Hampton's going to get? You think Hampton's going to come back and get 70% of the snaps? Like absolutely not. But Dahl's been too good for that. Who has an easier matchup? Like it's definitely not the Eagles, not a hungry Eagles team.
I'm saying Bucky didn't do that either. He didn't get 50%, did he? If he did, that was about
it. Bucky played 51% of the snaps, but got 62% of the opportunity.
With 2 other guys who were getting all the playing time before. So
I just don't see. I mean, just in general, even if he gets that workload, let's say they have the same workload, Hampton and Harvey. Like Hampton's going to have probably more carries than Harvey. He might play less, but he might get 14 carries. But who's going to have more opportunities to score? Harvey. Who's going to have more pass catching work? Harvey. Who has a better situation? Harvey. Better game script? Harvey. It's Harvey. And I hate Harvey, bro. I hate Harvey, Ray. After he fucked me on the bet last week, I'm not a fan of him as a player. I'm not the biggest fan of Hampton either, honestly. I think Hampton's overrated. So give me the guy that's healthy. Give me the guy with a better game. And I'm very confident in this one, Jake. Thank you for the super, by the way. Yeah, Bucky's starting for sure, Jake. Let's see. Where are we at? Bandit, what's going on, Jay? Hey, fellas. Chase Brown, Waddle, or Michael Wilson in the flex play is standard scoring and the division winner at the stake. So pretty much playoff game. It can't be Waddle in standard. We just mentioned the Tua thing. It's not going to be Waddle. Not going to be a wide receiver in standard. Now, Michael Wilson's interesting because the play obviously is the running back Chase Brown. That's like the first inclination. Right. But Michael Wilson, I don't know if you heard that you weren't on the show earlier because you were pooping. But Greg Dortch is ruled out for the year. I don't know. Did you hear that, Ray?
Yeah,
so he's on IR. So now you have no Greg Dortch, you have no Marvin Harrison, and you have Trey McBride and Michael Wilson. That's really it. And you have no Trey Benson. So like, it's a very narrow tree there. And the Rams are a tough matchup, but it's not a tough matchup for a wide receiver because they can't get torched. And also, game script, baby. Jacoby Brissett's going to throw the ball 45 times. And you have Samaje Perine back for Chase Brown, the Chase Brown thing. Like Perine might split the goal line carries. We don't know who's getting the goal line carry. So is it Michael Wilson just based on pure volume? It's wild to say in a standard league we'd play Michael Wilson, but
I'm still going Chase Brown. He just has a better chance of getting a touchdown, I think.
Yeah, you guys can't give me Michael Wilson questions because he's essentially my love for Michael Wilson's only is right there with my love for my wife. It's like the 2 things I love the most, and my dogs. It's like Michael Wilson. It's like my wife, my dogs, and Michael Wilson. Those are the 3 things. So I also like chips. I like chips a lot too, and Taco Bell.
Have you sent him a personal DM just prolonging your love for him?
I need to send him the thing that Max sends Chase Utley in the Sunny episode.
Exactly.
The fucking car with the stickers, Like, I think our relationship would be a real home run. Hetzer, do I start Christian Watson still if Jaden Reed comes back? I think he's the one that's not affected. So yes, I'm not worried about Christian Watson.
I was gonna say,
I'm worried about everyone else.
Correct. I'm with you on that because the Christian Watson, love trusts him. He's most explosive out of the rest of them compared to Jaden Reed. Rob, real quick, did you see that? I don't know if you saw it, but I sent it to you on Instagram. It was the It's Always Sunny Fight Milk bloopers. Oh my god!
I don't look at my Instagram.
I'm just saying, I just look at your DM and I sent it to you. It was today. The 2 dude like Mac and Charlie trying to do what up?
What up? We're just 2 guys who.
They can't
all right, let's answer one more question and then let's get to my bets, Ray. I want to see what you think about them. And we'll get to everyone's question here in a little bit, guys. Be patient. GT, Ibuka, McLaurin, or Chase Brown, PPR flex. I'm going Ibuka still. It's really close, GT. I know you put that in the Discord. We're looking at it. I mean, McLaurin seems to be the option. Now you have Jaden Daniels back. I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing. I would actually prefer for this week, it'd be Marcus Mariota, who's just on fire right now, and he obviously was looking for McLaurin. Is it a big boo for you or Chase Brown? What we got?
I'm still in a big boo right now. I mean, because they're getting healthy. They get they're coming. I think right now the Buccaneers are a team to watch out in the NFC, to really get their gears grinding and be able to get hot going into the end of the year right now. By the way, Bandit says Ray needs a hat. Ray has a hat readily available for me for about 2 months now that I live. 20
minutes a month, and yeah. Well, I could also bring it to you. We're gonna get together with Storey. I gotta get Storey a hat too. We're gonna have some dinner. We gotta plan that out, and we'll stream live while Ray eats. He spends $45 at Chili's for his he gets like the 3 for me thing. It's like $10.99. Ray gets 9 for me. It's not just 3 for me. He gets 9 for me, and he gets some meat sweats and then blows up the bathroom. All right. Let's get to the bets here, Ray. Let's see. We were 1-0 in a week. We won our CD Lamb bet. We cashed that one, even though he got injured. So thank you, CD Lamb, for that. Let's get to these plays here. We have 6 plays. This is including Sunday night and Monday night. So Brian Thomas Jr., this one I placed obviously well before I knew the weather, and I can't. DraftKings is stupid, man. The cash out options they offer suck, so I'm not cashing it out. I don't want to lose $25. Brian Thomas Jr. over 44.5 yards. Lamar Jackson over 27.5 rush yards. Mason Taylor over 24.5 receiving yards. Rashid Shaheed over 18.5 receiving yards. Sunday night play is Isaiah Pacheco over 34.5 total yards. Eagles minus 2.5. These are weird ones, man. I don't know what to make of them. It's probably my least favorite slate. But I've also had ones. I had one slate this Sunday slate where I went 2-5 this year, my worst day. And I said I love those bets. So, I can say I hate these bets. Maybe it's a good omen. So, let's talk through them real quick. Give me your 2 favorite and your 2 least favorite.
I like Shaheed over 18.5 receiving.
I got a quick point on that one for you. This is the best ladder opportunity I've ever seen in my life. Shaheed to get 100+ receiving yards is 45-1. Now, all he needs to do is catch. Now, it's all he has to do, but he has to catch a deep bomb, say a 70-yard touchdown, and then just 30 yards. I know that seems like a lot, or a Cooper Kupp injury can get him there. A JSN, knock on wood, ankle injury, something like that, or he gets checked for. I don't want that to happen either, bro. I'm just saying, 45-1 is insane, and he just has not been involved. He's playing 50% of the snaps, but Shaheed's an explosive player, and he's either gonna have 0 yards or he's gonna have 40 in this game.
I mean, I still think that 18.5 is that's pretty doable. The other one that I mean, there's a couple I like. I'm just trying to think which one I like more. I think Mason Taylor, honestly, I think that's a more underrated one because they're home against Miami, and Tyrod Taylor is obviously much more professional quarterback, just like Brissett in Arizona. And plus, with it being cold weather, I just, because he gets a couple easy dump offs. I know, 25 yards. I mean, all it takes is just 2 easy catches. I think he gets open, on a seam or something. Just because here's the thing, Lamar Jackson, I have in fantasy, he hasn't been doing shit rushing wise. He seems
he hit 27 yards last week. I won the bet last week. It was 24.5. He hit 27 yards, but he has 9 days rest. I think the practice reports are always blown. He's always resting. I'm not reading into the fact he's more injured now than he was last week. He should be getting healthier. And this is a must-win game. They lose this game, they are way behind the 8 ball. So that's why I see 27.5, baby. What are your thoughts on Brian Thomas? Rain game, not great.
It's literally 0 to 100, unfortunately. Because he could get, to your point, like you said, he could get 25 yards, or you can get 70 yards. Because in rain games,
real quick, Jake's wondering about the Shaheed thing. It's 100+ yards, 45-1. I put 25 cents on that one. So the way I ladder is I start with $5 for me. I start with for him, I start at 40+ is 3-1 odds. Then I do $4, $3, $2, $1, and then all the way down to 25 cents. So you don't want to that in that way. I have $16 in the ladder or $14. If I just hit the first ladder, I make them all. And if you hit all the ladders, you end up making $120 on $12 or $14. So Isaiah Pacheco, this is another interesting one that I don't know. I didn't like any bet in that game. I want to do Mahomes rushing yards at 22.5, but I feel like that was too easy, man.
Well, at least that's total yards. You know what I mean? Because he does he's still involved. They still Hunt more. Because he's just. I don't know. I think it's they just trust him and like him more.
I'll give you my thinking on this one. Is that Pacheco's healthy now? He's healthier than he has been. Hunt's been fine, right? He's been fine for them. He's definitely a good goal line back. He plays third downs because it's blocking. But clearly, Kareem Hunt has not been working for them. in terms of they have not been winning games, Ray. And he doesn't offer a lot of juice. Pacheco does offer some juice. So I feel like in this game, they can't just have Mahomes sit back there and drop back 45 times. But they're missing both tackles, and tackles are more damning and hurt the offense in terms of the pass offense more than the rushing offense. You know what I mean? So like you cannot have those backup tackles against those defensive ends, right? You just can't have it. And Danielle Hunter will just go crazy on Mahomes there. So I feel like the 34 total yards, they got to get the running game. They got to get that going.
You're just saying there'll be some easy dump offs when he's getting rushed on real hard, and there's all of a sudden, I'm saying for
or they just run the ball, or they have to control the game because it's going to be a low scoring game, and Pacheco gets 9 carries. And that's what I need. 9 carries, 2 catches. And then Monday Night Football, I don't bet a lot of lines, Ray. And I refuse to bet Eagles props anymore. I'm 0-4 on Eagles props this year. And if I lose this one, I'm 0-5 on Eagles bets, and I'm never betting the Eagles ever again. But all the questions
this
there with
year,
Justin Herbert, the questions with the O-line. Yeah, this year. All the questions with the O-line there. This is more of a must-win game for the Eagles just to get their mojo back. And I think they're a better team, man. I think that the Chargers are kind of frauds. So give me the Eagles minus 2.5. Because I would definitely never bet. Now, it looks like a sucker line, but they're on the road. I would definitely never bet the Chargers in this game.
Oh, but the Eagles aren't frauds, huh?
No, I don't think, because we're literally 3 weeks removed from the Eagles just destroying the Lions. Remember that Lions game when Jared Goff remember how good they looked in that game? At least the defense looked in that game. Like,
I remember.
Now the defense is missing Jalen Carter. They're missing some stuff, but like that defense is proud. That defense is good. That's a proud team, dude. And like, I don't know. I feel like it's a prime spot Monday Night Football to shut. And here's the thing.
At least
when I remember how I always yell at J-Bob
coaching or calling plays, so they got that going for them.
It's also not really a road game because, as we know, the Chargers have no fans. So, like, every home game they have, it's like 60-40 road fans. And the Eagles played worse at home, probably because their fans are booing them and throwing batteries at them. So this game, they're on the road, Monday Night Football, like, minus 2.5. Give me the field goal victory minimum for me. I think the Eagles come out and win by 14. I like the alternate line, too. I like the Eagles minus 13.5 is like 5-1, dude.
Hey, all I know is what you should be. What you really need to be rooting for is the Bears win by 14 plus, because then everybody's getting free beef from Bona Beef.
Ooh, I like that. Hell, here's Helen Hunt. Say hello to Helen. Hi, Helen. All right, we'll review
trying to eat here,
those of you guys that missed it earlier.
Trying to eat here.
Oh yeah, my bad. My bad.
Hey, you're not. You love that picture.
I do love that picture. Let's see where we at here. What's going on, Michael? We got to that question. Do I drop Ricky Pearsall for Luther Burden in full PPR? Who do you want? Let's assume that Roma Dunze is out for 3 weeks. Let's say Roma Dunze is out for the fantasy season. Is it Luther Burden over Ricky Pearsall? Essentially, they have the same role, right? The number 3 option in the passing game.
I would, because Luther Burden he's been turning it up like slowly, week by week by week by week. Like he's getting more trust from the coach, more trust from the quarterback. He's explosive. He's great after the catch. I mean, I'm glad that they picked him. He's looking really good when he gets the ball in his hand, I should say, which is like anybody.
Yeah, I'd say it's a toss up, man, just because here's the reason I might lean Ricky is that the situation, if Rome was just rested this week, the situation for Luther Burden could go south. Not to mention you have the Browns next week, not an easy matchup. Then you have the Packers again. So Ricky P has an easier schedule. And like, obviously if Rome comes back, Luther Burden's nothing. Like he is not startable. Ricky P is always going to be a top 40 option just based on his talent and the situation they have there. So I'm going to actually still stick with Ricky P. I think the upside is with Luther Burden if they get news on Roma Dunze that's really bad. They said week to week. Again, we can't listen to these coaches, Ray, and what they say. Odunze will gut it out. I guess he's been gutting it out for a while is my guess because he's been really rough the last 4 or 5 weeks. So he's probably been playing hurt. So I think they're just giving him a week off and maybe he'll come back next week. But also, like, if let's say Luther Burden comes out and goes 4 catches for 36 yards this week, no touchdown, and an end around for 5 yards. So he gets you 8 PPR points. Are you going to feel comfortable firing him up next week against the Browns? Even if there's no Roma Dunze in the playoffs? I'm not. I don't want to start anyone against the Browns. That's a rough matchup, dude.
Huh. Yeah. Nobody wants to start.
Ray's also a Bears fan, so. No, you don't. And also the game script's never good because usually they get their brains beaten in. Michael said, I doubt I start either of them in the playoffs, but Ricky is on bye. I doubt they'll ever lean on him in the playoffs. If you're not to start either of them, if you're not starting either of them, then go with Luther Burden for the upside that he has a big game and Roma Dunze is out. So we don't know, Michael, about how many weeks Rome Odunze is missing, but I would say next week he's 50-50. You think that's a pretty fair assessment?
Rome? Yeah. I mean, right now he's not 50-50.
Yeah.
Obviously he's out. I mean, when they say week to week, I get right now, I think it's really going to depend on if they win tomorrow or not. If they win tomorrow, he's out next week.
Ah, good call. Good call. They're not going to win tomorrow. So Waller or Fan. Sorry, Ray. Waller or Fan in PPR. I'll take it away, Ray. You got. What do you got in this one?
I'd go Fannin right now, just for the matchup this week.
They are slowly. If you go look at the snap share on David Njoku, they are slowly phasing Njoku out. He's been kind of banged up with an ankle injury all year. But Harold Fannin played 92% of the snaps last week, folks. That's big time. And Darren Waller has two in cold weather. Again, he's touchdown dependent. How many touchdowns are they going to score? I like the matchup. If it was in Miami, it'd be Waller for me, but it's not in Miami. Right. And Harold Fannin has nice upside. I like the player too. So Tua probably gets brain freeze. Yeah, he gets the fencing thing is really coming back to hit him there. Luther Burden or Jaden Higgins rest of the season. I'm still having YOLO ball Brian Thomas besides the weather tomorrow. Same with me with Brian Thomas, man. And unfortunately, I made that bet before the rain. I'm gonna roll with it though. Luther Burden or Jaden Higgins. This one's easy for me. What do you got?
You're gonna say Jaden Higgins, aren't you?
No, I'm saying Luther Burden. I don't believe in Jaden Higgins. No, dude. I'm sorry. I don't believe he's not. He's a number 2 in a run first offense that doesn't score a lot of points. And Dalton Schultz is involved.
I was gonna say you were just describing the Chicago Bears, except the scoring points part.
Yeah, and I have faith that Caleb will have some big games. I don't know if CJ Stroud has to or will need to. I believe in the Texans defense much more than I believe in the Bears defense. I think the Bears defense is fraudulent. We rely on turnovers, and when the turnovers don't come, we allow 27 points, 28 points. The Texans don't allow over 14 points, dude. So give me Luther Burden for the upside. I think Jaden Higgins is a solid little top 36, top 40 play week to week. I do like the player. I like the situation, but like Nico Collins is still the number 1 there.
And so is DJ Moore in Chicago when Rome's not playing.
And you also have Rome coming back possibly. Like Jaden Higgins is never going to be like thrust into a bigger role unless there's no Nico Collins. And Nico Collins is healthy now. So I'm liking that one. Michael says it's cold outside, freezing my ass outside smoking a fatty. We like to hear that. It's cold and shitty here too, man. It's feels like fucking like January, and it's been feeling like that for the last 2 weeks here.
Snowing 3 to 5 inches right now. The UFC championship is right now. Bantamweight. Some fucking name I can't pronounce. DVAL. Doveshevi.
Trey McBride going to go bananas over the next few weeks, I pray. Well, he's been going bananas over the last few months. And yeah, his Vegas number has been pretty much set at 7.5 receptions these last couple of weeks. And he has, believe it or not, hit that like 5 of 6 games, Ray. Like a tight end with 7.5 receptions over underline. Like that's prime Michael Thomas shit. You know what I mean? Like we just don't see that number. We just don't see it. So it's he's the man, dude. He was the right pick. Even if Bowers played all year, like the fact that he was going 9 or 10 picks after Bowers in PPR when like Trey McBride, essentially they're the same player. It was just touchdown upside. Now McBride has 8 touchdowns this year, Ray. So all this he can't catch touchdown business was bullshit, because this is what I always say. My comparison is Andre Johnson. Andre Johnson had the first 3 years of his career, he had like 5 career touchdowns. And like people are like, oh, he's not good in the red zone. No, dude, Andre Johnson's an all-time receiver. Trey McBride is looking like an all-time tight end. Tight ends score touchdowns. You don't have to be good to catch touchdowns in general. And it's not his fault. It was Kyler Murray's fault. Kyler Murray is a garden gnome that's terrible. Now he has a not even a good quarterback. Brissett looks good. But we all know Jacoby Brissett's not very good, Ray. But he's a competent NFL quarterback that's not 5'7". It's a little Kyler Murray rant for you guys, but yeah, you know what? I want to fight. Can I just fight Kyler Murray? I just want to fight him.
You stupid fuck! Go buy some sandals. Go buy some sandals. You want to fight? I'll fight you. I haven't fought in 10 years. I'm fighting you. What you got? Let's see. Throw down, bitch. Throw down, bitch.
Too good. I'm getting pretty thirsty over here, dude.
All right, you hear me? Okay, we're good. I got muted for a second. Being that the Cardinals will actually probably throw 40+ times, you like Brissett better than me stacking Baker and Ibuka? No, I want to start Baker over Brissett. We're good with that one, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I don't care about the volume. I want the touchdowns that Baker's probably going to throw. He hasn't had a big game in quite a while. I think he's really due for a big game. He's going to have a big finish with Mike Evans coming back. McMillan may come back. I know it seemed like Jason last night, who is our Bucs expert on the show, said he was very skeptical about that, but it appears that Mike Evans is going to be back here next week. Mason or Sharps, Jordan Mason or Sharps at RB2. Mason can be dropped. I dropped Mason, and I don't have a lot of shares of him. My wife had like 3 or 4 Mason shares. I think we dropped him in like over half the leagues, just because they like Aaron Jones is not going away. He's like a dung beetle, and then he actually is poo. And then Xavier Scott, man, they like Xavier Scott. So like even if Mason got the role, he would just maintain his early down banger role, and then Xavier Scott would get the passing down work. So until this offense gets right, I don't want to start anyone on this offense if I can help it. But like Jordan Mason just isn't bad. I whiffed on that call. It was one of my guys. Luckily, I didn't have him in a lot of spots because he was going way too high. He was going in like the 8th round, right? As a 1B essentially.
Not good.
Essentially, like Mason was what Charbonnet was. He was supposed to be what Charbonnet is, right? A handcuff that scores touchdowns every other week. And it's just the problem is that the Seattle's offense has been elite, and the Vikings offense has JJ McCarthy. So, an awful.
What's going on, everybody?
Aubrey, what a fucking god. I like everything but BTJ on this bet. 45 to 1 on Shaheed. I'm taking right now. Yeah, that's slide yards to 100. I did the Brees over 29 receiving yards at plus 190 and James Cook over 23 receiving yards at 240. Those are pretty tasty. The Brees one especially, man. 29 yards for Brees. I'm in on that. I am in on that one. Another team, Waddle, Godwin, or AD Mitchell, still standard. I want to say AD Mitchell, but I'm not going to go down that road. Is this Waddle or Godwin? Because
I'm going Godwin.
Waddle has the highest yards potential, but Godwin has a touchdown potential.
He's been such a disappointment though in the last month. It's been so bad. Waddle.
Yeah, so we're gonna go Godwin just because the weather.
Mm-hmm.
Put a pickup of then and now Emma Stone. Well, didn't Emma Stone just do that role where she was bald?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that why Emma Stone looks weird? It's just the baldness, right? Let's see. I'm pretty harsh on these celebrities, so I like Emma Stone. Obviously, we're big Superbad fans, so she looks fine, dude. I don't think she had any work. She just looks weird with short hair. It's just a short hair thing. She got some work done for sure.
She got some work done.
It doesn't look terrible. Can you see?
Yeah. Yeah,
it doesn't look terrible.
No, there's Jenna Ortega.
We talked about this. She had the bone.
Dude,
yeah,
with the women doing
shit,
that shit's fucking weird.
We don't get it. Ray, we should for next year, if we get enough money donation wise, we should both get that surgery and just come on the show just looking like clowns.
Do in the Simpsons. I just need enough weight to be handsome to this man. It's Homer in a bikini like this.
Hey, by the way, we watched the Men in Blacks. We watched the Men in Blacks the other day. Did you know Michael Jackson's in Men in Black 2?
Yeah.
Dude, and they were going to have a bigger part for him. He was going to be an alien.
He died, huh? Is that what it was?
Dude, no. I think they just chose not to.
Okay.
Dude, the point is, this is way after the original scandal was 94, dude. Like, Michael Jackson got away with a lot of stuff. Like, why people still, I know he's super popular, but maybe distance yourself from that guy. I don't want anything to do with that guy.
Conspiracies.
Yeah, okay. Die on that hill. You think it's conspiracy?
He was exposing a lot of shit, my man. He was exposing.
Yeah, he was exposing children to his junk. So he was exposing them too. Facts, bro.
Oh, so mainstream media got it. Yeah, because they tell the truth about everything.
Well, him and his people will even admit it that he was in bed sleeping with a child for 3 straight years.
Yeah.
No, it's documented, man. 800 days straight, he had a child in his bed, Michael Jackson. Now, we don't know what he did in that bed, but the point is that's weird. I don't want to sleep in the same bed as my nephew because it's just strange.
It is weird. But he also lost his child at 5 years old. He had to be an adult as a child.
Sounds I get it. Yeah. Hey, whatever the reason, I'm not saying he doesn't have a right to have excuses, but excuses are I don't want to get down that road. Anyway, Max, I might swap Fannin for Pitts, Strange, or Waller. Cleveland going to be 30 degrees and snow. Winds. Fannin's fine because he's a tight end. Like, I'm not worried about tight ends and weather as much. That's why I made the Mason Taylor bet over Adonai Mitchell, because wide receivers are effective. You got to throw outside the hash marks, win, deep balls. Like, Fannin could get like 3 little screen passes, a couple little in routes. Like, maybe
I will just say that Pitts has been better with Kirk Cousins, if that means anything. Doesn't mean much.
Yeah, I would probably go Pitts. I would go Pitts over Fannin. That's the only one. I wouldn't go Strange because it's bad weather there.
Right. And
I wouldn't go Waller, bad weather, and he's bad. So it's Pitts or Fannin for me. What's the scoring? I don't even think that matters. So I think Pitts is a safe option there. That's a nice matchup. That's an inside game, right? Sorry, let me take a little gander. I don't have my computer up on the scores. Yeah, they're at home against the Seahawks, so tough matchup. But yeah, give me Pitts passing volume there, full PPR. So, GT says squeaky noise came from Ray's audio. Pretty sure he just queefed. Ray just queefed.
Oh no, it's because I put my headset close to it and went.
CK, what's going on, CK? CK, did your mom win that baking competition? We all voted. I hope. I voted every day after I voted the 10 times. I hope she got at least second, because I think she was in 4th when I saw 4th or 5th. I have a league that is 2-player keeper league, and I'm out of the playoffs. I like to find stashes for keepers. Are there any stash running backs that can be starters next year that I could pick up? You could pick up stash running backs. That's a loaded question here. So let me just think about this. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt might be on the wire, right? He could be on the wire. Mm-hmm. I don't think he's very good, but he's on the wire. Devin Neal, he's probably picked up. That could be a guy. LaQuint Allen, if you want a really late guy, that could be the second guy. LaQuint Allen, I feel like next year, Travis Etienne's gone, and then they're going to have Bashal Tutin and LaQuint Allen, and they love LaQuint Allen there in Jacksonville. That's really it, man. George Holani is a deep name there for Seattle, because I think Kenneth Walker's walking. I get it. Kenneth Walker's walking, and we're not going to, I mean, I can't wait till he goes somewhere and gets more work so I can play this quick.
I want to talk to Samson. Fly me to the moon like that bitch Alice Cram.
So those are some names, man. Those are some really deep names. Give us your CK in the Discord. Put your free agent wire there, running backs, in the Discord, and we can look through it. Those of you that are in the Discord, Ray, we also have a chug coming up. Hopefully, we're one away from a chug. Yeah, put it in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, you're not in the Patreon. What are you doing? So yeah, check that out. Cap for life, gentlemen. Schultz or Fannin? I'm going Fannin here. I don't want anything to do with that matchup against Kansas City.
I agree.
Now, this one's tricky. Same game here for Max. Waddle or Adonai Mitchell, full PPR. Waddle's numbers at 60. Adonai Mitchell's at like 49. So Vegas will tell you it's Waddle. I think I'm not going to go that far. As I love Adonai Mitchell, I'm still going Waddle.
Yeah, I don't like it, but I would still go Waddle as well. He's still the number one.
Okay, need to. Flowers, Jaden Higgins, DJ Moore, or Sutton. Can you talk on that one? I got to see what my dogs are doing. I hear them chewing on something.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the last two. Well, with Jaden Higgins again, or I'm sorry, you had Flowers. So, I was still probably. I'm sorry, I didn't see that. I saw the didn't see Flowers. I would go Flowers.
All right, I'll take over. You mangled it, Ray. Flowers, Jaden Higgins, DJ Moore, or Sutton. There you go. I read it for you.
Yeah, I'm saying Flowers, and I'd probably go Sutton.
Yeah, DJ Moore is a close second. Jaden Higgins does not belong in this conversation. I will say that. With these names, DJ Moore is nice with no Roma Dunze, but Flowers for sure, and then Sutton for touchdown upside. If it's full PPR, I am maybe more likely to go DJ Moore. If it's half PPR, it's Sutton for sure. Give me the touchdowns, right?
Yep.
Just to confirm, Mayfield over Brissett, full PPR, 4 points. 4 for passing touchdown. Who's more likely to have a rushing touchdown? It's clearly Baker Mayfield. Or have even 25 yards rushing. It's Baker Mayfield. So, Michael, before I drop Ricky P, I'm going to tell you my bench. Tell me if there's a better piece of fat to trim over Ricky P. Drake May, Monungai, Monty, Tootin, Tet, Ricky P, Fannin, Pats D, and Hampton, and Scat and IR. No, there's nobody I would rather get rid of Ricky P. We agree with that one?
Yep.
Here you go. This is just for you, Ray. Go Pack, go, brother.
And we'll see.
So
man.
just to recap, I said 23-17 Packers, and you said, what did you say your score was?
It's either 21-17 or 24-21, one of those two. Bears.
J-Rab, this is a tricky one. Algier or Romeo Dubs, half PPR. Wow.
I was between that and Muhammad.
Why the fuck would it be between that or Muhammad? Why don't you just pick a common name like a normal person?
Muhammad is the most commonly used name on earth. Read a fucking book for one.
That's a tricky one, man.
I'm going Algier, man. I don't like it, but I'm going Algier.
Yeah, full PPR, I'd take the receiver, even if it's
Correct.
Romeo Dubs in that messy situation. But Algier had a touchdown last week. Like, they're still subbing him out in the goal line. And I know the Seahawks are a tough matchup, but would it surprise you with this crazy Falcons team if they actually made this close?
No.
It's only a 7-point line. Like, it's not like, because they're at home, it's not like they're 12-point favorites or 12-point underdogs. You know what I mean? So, yeah, give me Tyler Algier, man. And I think that what they've been kind of doing, and what they did even when they had Drake London healthy, is they played Bijan in the slot a little bit, or they played both of them at the same time. So you're going to get extra snaps from Algier, the fact that their whole offense is kind of just destroyed. Sven, Judkins, Bucky, Genty, RJ Harvey, pick 2, full PPR. 0.15 added to 40-plus plays. That's a really small amount to add 40-plus plays. So big play bonuses a little bit. Judkins, Bucky, Genty, RJ Harvey. Judkins for sure, even if it's full PPR. I'm going with the first two.
I was saying I'd go the first two as well.
Who would you pick out of Genty or RJ Harvey? Is it Genty? Because it's full PPR and he's actually getting passing down work.
Just guy's Denver D. I might go.
What a wacky dude. God, Genty, you know, like preseason. I just want to talk about this real quick. Preseason, it was like Genty he wasn't known as like a upside pick but it was the work, right? It was the workload. He was guaranteed 300 touches, which we've seen with all these guys, and they've been so bad that they can't even give him the touches because they weren't playing him on third downs early in the year, so he lost it and all that. Now he's getting the passing down work. He's leaving these games with 9 carries. Like, no touchdowns. I
saw a split between him and Monungai. Monungai has less carries, has a little bit less yardage, but maybe just as many touchdowns and way better yards per carry. Obviously, way better O-line, way better team, but it's just goes to show you.
Can we just learn as a community, and not so much a fantasy community, but GMs around the league, like, don't draft early running backs if you have a bad team. Like, yes, Jahmyr Gibbs worked out. The Lions had a plan in place, right? Dan Campbell knew the player and knew his skill set. Bijan actually hasn't worked out if you think about it. Has Bijan worked out? He's a great player. Has it done anything for their team? Like, have they been better because of Bijan?
Well, yeah.
I'm not trying to hate on Bijan.
I mean, yes, they have. But I mean, I get what you're saying. Like a war is war number no. Like
because they don't use them right. They don't use them right. They need a left tackle. They need a left tackle. They need an edge rusher. They need some secondary help. Like, they need a lot of things. So, like, let's not draft running backs too early anymore and also just because of workload, right? Like, now nothing's worse than Caleb Johnson because that was also the same thing. Dude, 280 carries, 280 touches are freed up in Jaylen Warren's terrible. Well, apparently Jaylen Warren's not terrible, and Kenny Gainwell is better. We've seen this with RJ Harvey, man. Like, no one believed it. No one wanted to believe it that Dobbins was a better running back at this stage of his career this year than RJ Harvey. He's 100% a better running back than RJ Harvey right now. Now, RJ Harvey probably has more upside, but I think we forget J.K. Dobbins was a blue chip player. Now, he got destroyed by injuries, but the dude knows how to play running back. RJ Harvey does not. MF, half PPR flex spot. RJ Harvey or Marion Hampton. RJ Harvey, dude. Again, I hate the man, but like, I'm not playing an injured player.
Agreed.
Also, my wide receivers all got hurt. Start 2. Jaden Higgins, Adonai Mitchell, Trey Tucker, Luther Burden. I would say Adonai for sure. We're going to Adonai Mitchell for sure. And then, is this crazy to start Trey Tucker? And I'm going to tell you why. They're playing the Broncos, and you have Pat Surtain back, who does shadow. Would it surprise you if Pat Surtain just shadows Brock Bowers in this game? Like, wouldn't that just be the play?
Yeah.
And then you have Trey Tucker on I forget the name of their second cornerback. He's terrible. He gets picked on. He gets pass interference calls. He's not good. So I think I think Trey Tucker might be an option, man. Like, is that crazy? It's not something I want to fuck with, but like in this situation, you have Higgins, Luther Burden. Like, it's tough. It's half PPR too. So are you going Luther Burden? Are we just going to go with the hot hand and like the mystery box that is Luther Burden?
I mean, I guess here's the thing. N.I. Mitchell is definitely the guy, and yeah, Jaden Higgins, I would say, is not out of the other two. And I would just say this is that Trey Tucker is going against a much better defense. Well, when I say much better, but because Packers do have a good defense, but Denver's defense is elite, but they're indoors for that game. They're going to be in the cold, out in the crazy weather. Well, it's not going to be crazy, but it's going to be cold and nasty outside, temperature-wise. So
I think we talked ourselves into Trey Tucker. We just saw the Washington Commanders put up 29 points against that defense. You know what I mean? Like Denver's defense. Now, would it surprise you if they came out and stomped them 35-3? It wouldn't, but that's gonna be a lot of garbage time. So give us Trey Tucker there. Should I play Hampton this Monday or Mooney full PPR? Now we're really getting down to the nitty gritty, Ray. Hampton or Mooney? I think I'm gonna go Mooney in PPR. He's been inconsistent. Now the one big week he had was in the back of that 60-yard receiving touchdown. Kirk Cousins is awful. But give me the receiver. I don't want the question mark from Hampton. I don't want it. Especially it's not just the Hampton question mark. It's Justin Herbert has a question mark next to his name. So it's gross to play Mooney, but I know Mooney is going to get you between 9 and 11, right?
Well, and that's the thing too, is that again, me and Rob do agree a lot with this, at least when it comes to full PPR and you're talking about a running back or a receiver, especially with like if Hampton was full go, like this is like Mooney and Hampton and somebody who isn't Moody, like doesn't matter, another better receiver. But the fact we're talking this and we don't know what's going to happen with Hampton, and we know he's not going to be much in the passing game, I'm sure, I would go Mooney.
And we don't feel. I speak for myself. I don't feel very confident on this call. So like,
no,
I don't want to steer you. Like I'm not. They're all like the calls are all. These are your guys' call, and that's why on this show we don't just give you yes or no answers. We give you the reasons why we do these things, and I'm telling you what I would do with my teams. I make the wrong decision all the time. Like I still over 50%, but like start sits are tough, man. Like they are tough. The best fantasy players, like that's our weakness, man. That's my weakness in fantasy. I draft well. London's out, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean that's another reason why it'd be a good thing to play Mooney. I mean,
yeah, I always say the receiver.
Seattle, but
all right, half PPR, Aaron Jones or Monungai. Also half PPR, pick two of the following: Pierce, Watson, Wilson. Michael Wilson for sure. We'll go there first. It's Michael Wilson and Alec Pierce for me.
Right, that's what I would do. And then the other.
What do you got for Aaron Jones and Monungai?
Half PPR.
The joke of the show is the answer is always Monungai for Ray.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, I am going to go Monungai because here's the thing that the Packers aren't really good up the middle on the run, and the Bears are going to be doing that, and they're going to need him in order to win that game. And Aaron Jones, if it was full PPR, I would say Aaron Jones, but it's half. That's why I'm going Monungai.
You took the words right out of my mouth, man. Usually you're putting things in my mouth, but you took them out this time.
Oh boy!
So it's food. He feeds me meatballs, folks. Jesus, get the gross stuff out of your head. That's what I do.
Get your mind out of the gutter.
On the Queef comment, it'd be better if you did McConaughey voice.
hit Ray. It'd be a lot cooler if you did Queef in that camp. Oh yeah.
In second place with a 35% chance to win with a win, I pick up the second seed in a playoff bye, hoping for a miracle. I have a lot of those, man, and it's rough. I told you I lost that stupid game last week because of Devin Singletary scored 19 against me. I wasn't even paying attention to it. It was buried in my I only had a couple matchups that mattered at Monday Night Football. And now I'm going to win or go home, but win or not get a bye situation. If Devin Singletary didn't score 19, I would have had the bye locked up. So the buys are so important, man. Like your chances of winning a title, it cuts in half without a bye. Like the bye, all you got to do is win one game, you get to the championship. Without a bye, 2 wins in a row, you need to win 3 games in a row in the fantasy playoffs, win or go home scenario to win the championship. That's why it's so goddamn tough. So
we're working the bye in balls deep, right?
Damn straight we are, man. Our teams in that league are so good we don't need to buy, Ray. We would just stomp everybody.
Well, no shit, dude.
Like we've done all year.
Wait. Well, no, I mean, actually, finger blast. He has 3 more points than me, and he's 1 game behind me. So technically speaking, I guess if I lose this week.
But I think we both have 2 losses, or no? I have 1 loss, right?
You have 2. I have 3.
Oh, okay. But we both have a loss to each other. So
correct.
Tron, you planning to risk it with a boomer bust player? Let's see. This guy starts eating while live streaming. I can't remember Rob eating a single time, and I can't remember seeing Big Ray eat about it. So we never seen Ray not eat, never seen me eat. I do eat clearly. I have too much stuff going on to actually eat during the streams. Ray, especially with there's 3 of us, you can just kind of float in and out. Like I can't float. I need to stay. And also I'm drinking on most of these streams, and like my father taught me at a young age to eat before you drink because it soaks up the alcohol. It makes you more intense. Why you can never tell that I'm really buzzed up, because also I'm a pretty intense person.
You can't tell. You can never tell that, huh? Okay.
You can tell I'm always hammered.
No. I'm saying we can't. There have been times where you can tell.
There's some times. That's when I'm hammered. That's when I'm actually hammered. But I'm saying buzzed up.
You can never tell when I'm like, well, you can never, huh? That's
when I'm like 10 beers, you can't really tell. I just am a little more energetic,
It's usually those 3.
Yeah, my dad taught me at a young age to the 4-hour streams.
Deep, yeah.
My dad taught me at a young age to eat before I drink because it's smart, especially carbs. It soaks up the booze and you can drink more, and that's the key. And you don't want to be drinking or eating after you drink. And I also do that too because I'm a fat piece of shit. So, anyways, let's see here. Is no news good news on Garrett Wilson? Absolutely not, dude. No news is bad news. So this is not looking good for Garrett Wilson. He's not going to come back this year. Now, the GM did make a point. He made a comment saying he can't wait to see Garrett Wilson and Adonai Mitchell on the field together. But like that could be also referring to 2026, which I think it is, because you got to get some news. Like it's just. I'll give you a couple examples of no news. We got no news on Brandon Ayuk. No news. And then the news was they're voiding his contract. He's never going to play another down. We got no news on Joe Mixon, right? We still don't have any news on Joe Mixon besides he's not playing this year. He might be out for his career. So no news is bad news because that means there's no progress. No, we have no news on Trey Benson after he missed practice, right? Now what happens? He's out for the year. Like no news is never good, ever, 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 ever. Do you agree, Ray?
100%. Every time there's no news, that just literally means nothing good. So.
Nothing good. We got trolls in here, which is awesome. So cool. Anyway, we're almost caught up to the comment section, guys. One more. We need one more super to extend the show for 20 minutes. We'll do a beer chug, and then we'll just keep on that process until we're done here. Football is tomorrow. I'm really excited about it. I can't believe the fantasy regular season's over tomorrow, right? Well, Monday. It's been a fucking fat. They go by so fast. It's like. Remember how like in school the day goes by so slow, but you go to like Great America or some shit and it just fucking flies by. That's what the NFL is to us. Sven, pick 3: Godwin, Mooney, Monungai, Rodriguez, Bam, full PPR. Can someone block this guy for saying 6'7"? See if I can do it. Let's see. User on timeouts. There. He's gone. Okay. Godwin, Mooney, Monungai, Rodriguez, Bam, full PPR. Sorry about that in the chat, guys. Some clowns, just dumb shit.
Yeah, clear.
I'm taking Monungai out. I'm taking Rodriguez out. I'm taking Bam out. I think the answer is Chris Godwin.
It says pick 3, bro.
Oh, sorry. I was distracted by fucking banning that guy.
No, I get it. Yeah, no, I was just saying, like, full PPR.
Godwin, Mooney, and then you give me the third guy. Monungai, Rodriguez, Bam, full PPR.
I'd probably go Bam just because I think I know he's more. He's not. Monungai can catch the ball, but yeah, it's Bam just because he's getting more. He'll have more opportunity.
Bam. Is that what he says in what is he saying? Is that Step Brothers when he keeps on saying Bam?
Bam. No, pow.
Yeah.
Is
pow.
he saying pow?
Yeah, pow. Let's see. This guy saying 6'7", 6'7". We blocked him.
You're gonna get a lot of that shit.
Michael, I can make you one in the future. So should I drop Wilson and add Bucks defense? Is that Mike? Oh, Garrett Wilson. Dude, CK, I would, man. I dropped him in every league. I think I have him in one, but I have an IR spot and it's a deep league, and I'm just like, fuck it. I know, Ray, you're in the same situation, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you have him on a bench spot, bro, and like you have, if you're going to the playoffs, Bucs defense could be a difference with their schedule for you, man. So.
This is a good call. Yeah, the Family Guy, pow, right in the kisser, pow, right in the kisser.
Pow,
Isn't
right
that
in
when
the
he's
kisser.
having like
Pow,
isn't he having like a flashback or like PTSD to it or something?
Yeah, power on the kisser.
Oh,
Power on the kisser.
I love Family Guy. I love Family Guy. This is my favorite Family Guy clip ever, honestly. There's a lot. I have the Adrian Peterson one in here. This one's good.
Excuse me, sir. This is private property. What are you doing?
Just taking it all in.
You're staring at my daughter's bedroom.
She's really grown into her body. This is going to be a fun summer for her.
That's your favorite, and you're talking about Michael Jackson being a creep, and you're
Dude, it's
loving
just
that?
so random.
I'm joking.
It's just so random because it sets it up so perfectly to like just taking it all in. Sir, you're looking at my daughter's bedroom.
I'm trying to think like the most random, just like there's so many. That show is really epic.
All right, Ray. Let's just do the chug anyway. We need one more super for the chug. We're just gonna do.
I mean, I thought we were doing a chug a while ago, then just gonna wait again. But Daniel Jones or Jacoby.
Right. We'll get to that in a second. We're gonna get a chug here, and we'll get to Pooh's question. I do an order. Pooh says, in my opinion, I think Jalen Hurts is the problem, and we're gonna get to that after we chug this frosty beverage. Here you go. Let's go.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that, J Bob?
J-Bob's not in here. So Jalen Hurts is part of the problem. He's not the main problem. He's not the main problem, but I mean, it's a problem, and he's just not very good, man. And here's the main problem there in Philly. Correct me if I'm wrong. They're making Jalen Hurts a pocket quarterback, and he is not a pocket quarterback. Like, run him. Have you seen any RPOs this year where Jalen Hurts hits the edge? Like, you haven't. Oh, here we go.
There he is.
Look who it is. We got our guy in here.
What up, brother?
Have you seen any RPOs? So, J-Bob, I want to hear from you. What's the problem? Don't say offensive coordinator, because that's the biggest problem. We know that. Pachulo sucks. And the head coach isn't much better. What is the biggest problem then? So is it Jalen Hurts? Is it Saquon Barkley not being effective? Is it the offensive line? Is it A.J. Brown? Is it the defense? Besides the coaching,
it's a little bit collective of everything. Like I'm saying, like just not.
But what would be the biggest problem? We need to hear what the biggest problem is from J-Bob. Caleb Williams doesn't suck. I mean, it's also the book's still out.
He says
okay. The book is still out on Caleb Williams, but he's actually impressed me. I wasn't a Caleb Williams fan. I'll be the first one to tell you that. No, I didn't think he was gonna be bad. I just didn't think he was a generational player, right? But he's definitely better than Trevor Lawrence. We agree with that?
Yeah.
So he's better than Trevor Lawrence, and Trevor Lawrence was a can't-miss prospect. So give me your take on Caleb. Has he exceeded your expectations?
Last year, no. This year, yes. And it's not in the numbers. It's the eye test, because and plus the clutch factor. I mean, I don't remember any Bears quarterback except maybe Cutler, and I say that roughly because I know Cutler clearly had plenty of games where he blew it like to hell. But there were also times where he was pretty clutch for being a Bears quarterback. But this is the most clutch quarterback we've had in such a short amount of time, and he's getting more comfortable. It seems like the game is slowing down for him. And when Ben Johnson can team, because that's the thing, dude, we're not even a full year with him working. This is how good this is looking. So I'm very excited with the trajectory and where the direction that we're going right now. Because even if we make the playoffs and lose the first round, I'll be pissed off and annoyed and disappointed. But in the long run, after I settle down, it'll still be a success as we made the playoffs. And the offense and Caleb and Ben Johnson all were looking good. And there's so many positives. So sorry, but yeah.
David in the flex spot, non-PPR, Sutton, Monungai, or Hampton.
Non-PPR.
It's Monungai or Sutton.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go Sutton, bro.
I'm going Monungai.
He's a touchdown guy.
So
we know you're going Monungai, Ray.
I'm just because
I'm not fucking with that game.
That's fine. That's
I don't know. I just again, I'm a Bears fan apparently, but I believe I think we're gonna get
no. I
think we're gonna lose.
I don't. I think it's gonna be a lower scoring game than people may think. So
I've also said that about the last 2 Bears games. We've won them both. So eventually, I'll be right one of these times, Ray. Sven, what defenses and kickers are you guys starting in most leagues?
Guy.
So I have a lot. Jason Myers is my most owned kicker. I think I have Jason Myers in like 12 leagues. I think I have Seattle's defense in like 7 or 8 leagues. So those are my 2. I will say that are more attainable that might still be on the wire for you guys. Kaimi Fairbairn is my second. I have him now in 10 leagues. I picked him up this week because a lot of people weren't starting him last week. I don't know for what reason. But Fairbairn has the best schedule, all indoor games, pretty cupcake matchups. One of them is against the Raiders, I believe. And then the Bucs defense is the defense I have in a lot of leagues. Bucs and Houston. Obviously, Houston's not owned. You on board with that, Ray? Ray's only in 4 leagues. So what are you rocking there, Ray, in your leagues?
2 of my 4. For defensive wise,
I didn't hear you. You weren't by the mic. What do you have in 2 out of your 4?
Seattle.
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome.
And then my kickers. My kickers are all a little bit different. Like I got Little in one of them for the Jaguars. Just because I mean they're doing well, and plus he can kick long. In the league I have him in, we have bonuses for longer. Like a 50-yard field goal is like 5 or 6 points. It's really stupid. So I'm just saying like, or might be.
I had Cam Little everywhere, and then I actually dropped him in most places because Fairbairn was available. But if it wasn't for Fairbairn, Cam Little's a guy I'm really comfortable with just because he's got a decent floor, but he has pretty much unlimited upside. And also he doesn't have bad weather games to kick in. This time of year, I don't want to start a guy that's kicking in a 30-degree weather game with wind. I don't.
Right. I mean, I guess
now he could actually prove you wrong and kick 4. He could kick 4 35-yard field goals, and he can get you the 12 or 14 points with extra points. But they're just way less likely to go for 45 to 55-yard field goals. Where indoor games, and it's a good kicker like Fairbairn, they will go for those field goals. Look at Aubrey's a different case, but like that's why Aubrey's so good. He's the best kicker in the league. They have a conservative coach, and he has range for days. What do you got there? I can't see. It's just bright.
I know.
Daniel Jones or Jacoby Brissett.
It was our radar. It's just fucking snowstorm.
Fucking crazy, man. I'm going Jacoby Brissett over Daniel Jones. You know what Daniel Jones rushing props at this week, Ray?
It's gonna be low. I'm gonna guess 16.
5.5. I know. Well, I wanted to bet it, but I just can't fuck with that. That just clearly
proves that he's definitely injured as hell. So,
yeah. Daniel Jones or Herbert. Now this is a tricky one. You got 2 injured guys. I'm gonna go Daniel Jones because I'm positive he's gonna play. Right now, the weather sucks though. So do we just go Herbert and then you pick up Trey Lance if Herbert can't go? Because I don't mind Trey Lance if he's a starter for fantasy. He's gonna get you points. It's gonna be bad, but he's gonna rush.
I would just stick with Jacoby and be done with it.
No, it's Daniel Jones or Herbert. It's not Jacoby or Herbert. That's the problem.
Yeah. I mean, this is a really big game for Indy, though. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's really rough. That's tough. I mean, I just to give you an answer, I would go Daniel Jones over Herbert.
I'm not fucking with that weather, bro. Not if I can't help it. You got a quarterback that has 5.5 rushing prop and really, really soggy conditions.
That's true.
Can't do it, man. I can't do it. The problem is that you might not have a quarterback, but just make sure if you do that to have Trey Lance on your roster, because at least then you will have a starting quarterback on Monday. For sure. Hope Jalen gets all the points on Monday, passes to A.J. Brown. Well, he's been doing that recently, but this could be a Saquon game. Kevin, this is a question for you, Ray. I think Indiana versus Ohio State was rigged. Congrats. I think Ryan Day gambled on the side. The most losses by a college team beat Well, Ryan Day isn't gambling. He's making enough money, just so you know. And what? Because they missed the 27-yard field goal. Like, football is crazy, man. It's what does Storey say about the shape of the ball? Like, it's a weird shaped ball. Like, I don't know. It was a close game. Indiana's a good team, right?
Well, I
didn't watch the game, so I can't tell you.
They are a good team. Well, dude, here's the thing. Like, everybody needs to realize all these random fucking teams that are like popping up in college football is because the NIL. There are literally Mark Cuban. You think Mark Cuban is not giving this team millions and millions of dollars to go get some of the best athletes in the country now? Same with Vanderbilt, dude. Vanderbilt. What the fuck? Like,
right.
They're this is what it is though now. Like, they're just teams because I get what Kevin's pissed off about. They showed it near the end of the game. Indiana has the second most losses in college football history, and Ohio State has the second most wins in college football history. I think it was like 900 something wins for Ohio State and like 700 and something losses for Indiana. But it's like it's different now. It's the Wild West. Money's involved. Doesn't matter. These guys, as long as millions of dollars, players will go. It doesn't matter. So bitch all you want, but let's go Hoosiers. Fuck Ohio State. Fuck them.
Yeah,
right
we don't
their
like Ohio State.
Dirty butthole.
I have Vidal and Hampton at PPR. Who do I start? We're going Hampton. As much as we didn't like starting Hampton over some other guys, opposed to Vidal, give me Hampton. It's close, but I want.
Yeah, it's
Hampton.
not great.
I want to
but
talk to Hampton.
You want to?
And would you start either? Would you start Darren Waller over either of those guys? I'm not doing that. I'm playing Hampton over Waller.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, Myers is always taken. Myers is no longer the number one kicker in fantasy because Aubrey just passed him, but Myers has been fucking awesome. And Commanders are Tampa this week. I'm going Tampa for sure. Better defense, easier matchup. I know JJ McCarthy is awful, but maybe he plays better. Maybe they don't allow him to beat themselves, and they just don't they just hand the ball off a bunch.
Hey,
I'm going Tampa.
9. Okay.
Yeah, 9. Hello, I'm from Indonesia. Well, welcome. What time is it there, bro? Fairbairn is outside in KC. Yeah, Silver. This is not the fantasy playoffs. So again, I picked up Fairbairn in every single league I have a buy in. So I picked them up in those 9 leagues, at least 9 of those 11 buys. And then I picked them up in matchups that, a lot of these teams I'm in the 4 seed, doesn't matter. I don't care about this week. And yeah, I didn't pick them up in any like must-win scenarios because I don't like them too much this week. But this is for the fantasy playoffs I'm talking about. And the fantasy playoffs, I can read you his schedule. It is just lovely, dude. Let's see, Texans. Schedule.
It's just lovely.
That would be lovely. Have fun. Enjoy fucking Jules. Enjoy your remaining years.
Would you like me to buy me some alcohol? That would be lovely.
They have at home against the Cardinals, at home against the Raiders, and then at Chargers. Dome. At Chargers isn't the best matchup.
Cardinals.
Dude, Cardinals, Raiders, Chargers. I'm eating that shit up, baby. Michael motherfucking Wilson to the moon, baby. Damn straight. Drafted Chicken Little in both leagues, but riding with Jason Myers. Yeah, Myers is the play. If you don't have Myers is the play. Little is a fringe guy that has a good leg, a decent schedule, and nice weather when he's kicking. So Keystone or Bush or Rolling Rock. How do you rate these? I actually prefer Keystone Light is my number 1. It's good. It tastes like Coors Light, bro. I like Bush Light, but Keystone has more flavor, better flavor. I think Keystone has more alcohol content.
I've drank
too,
way too many good beers for you to ever sit there and tell me there's a difference in taste.
I've never drank good beers either. Ray, I'm a lot older than you. You worked at a liquor store, yes. I bet I've drank more IPAs than you in my life. I'm older than you. Well, I'll tell you this. I got on the IPA scene before when I got on the
You got to drink
more.
more bars.
I got on the IPA scene when you were in elementary school, dude. I'm kidding. But no, when I was 21 to 24, my ex-girlfriend, her brother owns a brewery in Southern Illinois. So I would host all the beer fests for them. I would help run them. So, and I got unlimited. Like, you know how you're supposed to get tickets? I just go to I just go back behind in people's, the other vendors and just drink. It was awesome.
GT's,
and then I get paid in beer.
GT says, really, if it tastes like Coors, I might switch to Keystone. It's like, well, here's the thing. Keystone or Coors makes Keystone in the same brewery. It's the same difference that Miller's made in, Miller and Anheuser-Busch.
Actually, I'll say this. Busch has more flavor, actually, but I don't like flavor in light beer because it just doesn't taste great. So Keystone's smoother. Busch is, I don't know. I'm just totally picking nits on these beers. And now you got me in a fucking corner, you son of a bitch. Riley Patterson over Little this week. No, I'm going Little. No, fuck. Little has a rain game, and Patterson has a cold game. So I think I like Little over Riley Patterson. Is that crazy?
No, because he's got a stronger leg, so he can be able to make up for some of the difference in the crazier weather, just not as a longer distance. Just but like instead of being 70 yards, 60 yards, 50 yards, I feel like he, as long as it's not like sideways rain, I feel like that he could be able to probably bang through a 50-yarder.
It's also not a chance of rain. It's like 100% rain. Trust me. I've been tracking this ever since I made that bet the next day. I made the bet for Brian Thomas on like Tuesday, which, I don't even look at weather reports because you don't know at this. And also it was a Florida game. So it's like typically nice weather. And I've been tracking the storm. I'm like a meteorologist over here, and it does not look good. The entire state. Jason even said it. They're going to get record rain this entire month.
Oh, I'm saying, I'm looking at this. So it says right now, 1 a.m. Right, there's a rainstorm going through it for the next 24 hours, and it leaves at 10 p.m. tomorrow. Again, I'm sure you can't. You can barely see it.
I see a lot of stuff. I see it. It looks really, really green. Denver or Tampa's defense? I'm going Denver's defense after a terrible showing against the Raiders. Okay, we have. Let's see. We're only 4 minutes behind the questions. We have 17 minutes on the goal timer, so we will finish the show. We have 17 more minutes for you guys. We get up to 5 supers, any color. The next 17 minutes, we will chug a beer and do 20 more minutes. I do 30 more minutes. That's what we do, 30 more minutes. And we keep on going until it's probably like 2 a.m. Let's see. Yeah, there's not just a small chance of rain, Sven. It's pretty harsh. But again, he could also kick a bunch of shorter field goals. We don't know. You said start Hampton and PPR. So should I start Vidal and flex over Darren Waller? Well, I don't want to start both the running backs against Philly. That's the problem. David, you have to have better options, right? You have to have better options. There has to be better options. Let us know who's available on the wire, David. Also, man. David, are you in the Discord? Because if you're in the Discord, that's where you can actually post a picture of your free agent wire, and we can take a look at it and really find out who you need. So let us know if you're in there. If not, I'll get you the deets on how to do that. It's also a way to support the show and join the community because this show goes on 24 hours a day in the Discord. It tastes like Coors Light, GT. I mean, obviously I prefer Coors Light over Keystone, but the price is worth the trip alone. Kevin's still railing on this college stuff. You think college coaches are getting fired because of the NIL transfer portal? He said transportal. Transportal. That's a fun portal. They're freaky out here. Anyways, do I think so? I don't know enough about college. That's a Storey category. Our other guest, our other co-host on the show. He is our everything college football guy, so I'm not going to speak out of
I will just say this, that I would not – sure, I would say some coaches are because people like Nick Saban, Bill Belichick, like older school guys like that, even Debo Sweeney. Debo Sweeney, I know he's not as old as those other guys, but he's like, I don't know. I know he used to lean into like, I'm not going with NIL, going old school. Well, you ever heard really much about Clemson since Trevor Lawrence and a couple of years after that?
I hate Dabo Sweeney. That guy's a clown.
Yeah. But I'm just saying in general, to answer this question, I'm sure there are some coaches getting fired because they can't understand the new ways of recruiting and just coaching younger guys these days. So I would say I'm not going to say like every other coach or every coach getting fired is, but there's got to be coaches that are getting fired because of that for sure. Because it's a whole Wild West new ball game, man.
GT kind of done with the IPAs because they came up in price in South Texas. It used to be 10 or 13, which is pretty standard for a 6-pack. Now it's $15 for a 6-pack.
Yeah.
That's why you always got to buy the 12 packs. Because if it's like around here, if it's $12 for a 6er, you can get a 12 pack for like 18, which I'm going to always do that. I always just buy the most I can. Like if it was, I'd buy a keg if I could, bro. I mean, like at the store. But also then you have to drink a lot of it. Keystone and Coors Light are the same company. Bud Light and Natty Light. Yeah, Natty Light's okay. That's my least favorite of like the shit like off-brand ones. Ooh, Costco had a great 24-pack of variety voodoos for $20. I love variety packs. Now the problem is usually they have like a porter in there. I'm not a fan of porters or stouts as much. I'll drink them though. It's just like it's tough drinking, man, and they fill you up too much. Ray probably loves it though.
I think you've had enough, bitch.
You know what Ray's beer? If they let Ray make like a porter or a stout, it'd be meat stout, and it would just be like meat flavored, and that would be delicious. All right, raw rankings. How do you feel about my team for playoffs in a 10-man PPR? Stafford, Gibbs. So he's got Stafford like that. Gibbs, Javonte, Bucky. That's good. Waddle, Mike Evans, Michael Wilson, McBride, McPherson, Eagles D.
The receivers are a bit sketchy, but you got great tight end, great receivers. I'm sorry, running backs, great. top 5 quarterback. So it's just your
I'll say
receivers.
this: Michael Wilson. It's like usually to have a wide receiver and tight end on the same team is not good. This is
That
great
too.
because I have a couple
Yeah.
squads, maybe 3 or 4 squads that have Michael Wilson and McBride on them. And when Marvin Harrison's out, I just look up and they're guaranteed to get 40 points combined. At least they have been. So like that's awesome. That might be your saving grace. But if for some reason Marvin Harrison comes back in the fold, that's going to hurt McBride a little bit and make Michael Wilson a fringe
Mike Evans
play.
even actually playing? He's not playing, is he?
I'm not trusting Mike Evans. No, I'm just going forward in the playoffs. Because if it was a 12-man team, I'd like it a lot more. And a 10-man, I'd call it a C.
I apologize.
Yeah. But your upside is Michael Wilson, man. That's your upside. It's crazy to say a waiver wire guy could be a league winner, but it appears he is. Someone mentioned that like 4 weeks ago before all the other shows.
Bet you don't have a flex, and you don't have to start Evans. You can have all 3 of those.
I was just flexing. Oh, if I was just flexing about the Michael Wilson thing. And Adonai Mitchell. I have those guys.
I'm talking to the fellow Ryan here, not you. Okay.
Oh, no one knows you as Ryan. You're Ray.
I'm pretty sure people know me as Meat Sweats more than Ray.
Right. Yeah. Now, like you've gone from Big Ray to Meat Sweats. If it continues on this trend, maybe on the name thing, we have to just put you as Meat Sweats. Big Ray Meat Sweats could work. All right, let's go through my bets one more time. We have 12 more minutes on the timer, and we're going to go through my bets and answer the last couple questions before we get off. Talk about some of this stuff. I'm going to play. Ooh, here's your favorite guy, Ray.
Yeah.
Also, real quick, here's Helen Hunt. Say hello to Helen. One more shout out to the Patreon subscribers. If you're not in here, you want to get in the community, professionalfanatics.com, link in the description. Shout out to all you guys keeping the lights on 7 days a week. We're on this show live and in person with 6 different awesome guests, including Meat Sweats, Big Ray. We have Mike Storey on here 3 nights a week. A lot of good perks, man. We're starting up with some fantasy leagues here shortly. The NFL playoff fantasy league is going to be dropping. We have one more spot open for that. Ray, I think you and Chaz might split a team. We got to figure that out. But if you want to be in, sure. Also free merchandise, this hats. You want to be a guest on the show. A lot of good perks we're offering. Join the community. Help me out. I'll help you out. We have a good little simpatico thing here. Also, you get access to these bets. Here's the record. I'm going to show the picks here for this weekend coming up at 67-36 on the season. 4 straight years of just banking, baby. Banking. And here we go. So, Ray says his favorite play is... Your favorite play is Shaheed, right? You said Shaheed or Mason Taylor, which are kind of the weird, obscure ones.
Right.
I like the Lamar Jackson play. I think this is their backs against the wall. I don't know. Would it surprise you if he's a little healthier this game and he runs for 50 yards?
Yeah, just because he hasn't done it. But you said it earlier, they had more time off for this game, so we can only hope.
I think
and logic would also.
What do you think Lamar's? What do you think Lamar's range of outcomes is? If he plays the whole game, doesn't get hurt, what's the range of outcomes? His low is what, 15 yards in this game, maybe? Is that the lowest you could see him having?
15 to 20, which is still like close.
Okay, what's his upside?
50.
So there you go. That's the reason behind the bet. Now, I didn't ladder this because I don't think he has upside for like 70, but who knows? Brian Thomas, the least favorite bet we both have. It's based on weather. If there was no weather there, I would absolutely love this bet.
Right.
And Parker, but the thing is, Parker Washington is questionable. Now, he did practice on Thursday and Friday, but that's a major hip injury. I could see them holding him, especially in the rain. Do you want to put Parker Washington out there in some slick conditions? I think not. So if Parker Washington doesn't play, I like this bet a lot more. Mason Taylor, you said you like this one, 24.5.
Yeah, just because it's going to be in colder weather. We know Dolphins are terrible in cold weather. I know the Jets aren't the greatest team, but like you said, they've won 3 of 4. They're playing much better. Plus, Tyrod Taylor is a more professional quarterback, like I talked about when Jacoby Brissett was taking over with the Cardinals. And on top of that, I just think that there'll be those easy little couple dump offs, like just crossers. And he's pretty. Mason's pretty. He's not the most athletic, but he's athletic enough to, turn a 5-yard catch into a 5-yard yak and just be and all of a sudden just have a couple 10. I don't think it's the craziest thing. I think that's a pretty decently low number for a tight end, especially for an older quarterback with bad weather. Not necessarily bad, but just cold weather and not ideal conditions.
We both love the Shaheed bet. That's an X factor one that could, I feel like his range of outcomes is like 10 yards to 80 to 100. Now that might be a little bit aggressive, but the fact that his low end, it's such a low number, 18.5 for a big play guy with Sammy D slinging the ball down the field. That one's solid. Isaiah Pacheco, the primetime bets here. Isaiah Pacheco over 34.5 total yards and Eagles minus 2.5. Which one do you like better there? Is it the Eagles? You think the Eagles are just is a smash spot here? They've been getting a lot of heat, Ray.
I mean, I think this is really going to be a character game for them, because if they lose handily like they did the last game to the Bears, they're really in some big trouble. If they show some life and they barely lose the game, I mean, that's still not going to be great because they're still technically spiraling. But nonetheless, I do think that they have a pretty good chance to win. And on top of that, I mean, I'm with you that they are with their backs against the wall. They are the defending Super Bowl champions. And if they're saying, like I said, Kevin Stefanski is being back into he's getting more into the play calling, or at least helping. It said that he's getting more involved this week, and I think that's going to make a major difference. Because clearly, whoever the hell you know his name, whatever the fuck the guy's name is, he's fucking trash. Their offensive coordinator right now. So
Kevin Pachulo,
yeah, he's trash.
Sounds like a type of meat that Ray would eat. Kevin says, how does that work? Alabama beat Georgia earlier in the season, and Georgia just beat Alabama, conference title. Who's in, who's out? So in terms of like the conspiracy theory that the college football would want Alabama to win this game because that means Alabama would be in the college football playoffs. Now they're essentially out. They have 3 losses. Like They might try to sneak them in there, but that'd have a lot of blowback. And it's good. Georgia was already in. They were number 3. They were already going to be in. So it's good for business when Alabama and these blue blood programs make it. So for those of you that said that college football is rigged, like they would rig it to have Alabama win. Now the game was a blowout apparently, so they couldn't rig it. Even if they tried to rig it, they couldn't rig that. But that's, I guess, all I have to say about that, Forrest Gump. How do you feel about Mike Evans? How do you think Mike Evans will do when he comes back? Think it'll be another Bucky Irving situation, or will it be a limited snap share kind of deal?
No, I'm just saying it will not be similar to Bucky Irving. Bucky Irving's younger. He's more explosive at this point in his career. He was not nearly as injury prone. I mean, he didn't have any much injuries. Mike Evans has been injury prone most of his career. Now he's played through it clearly because he had that 1,000-yard streak that just ended this last year barely. But either way, he's older. What was it? A hamstring, right? Another hamstring with him.
Mike Evans collarbone.
Okay. Well,
but here's the thing about Bucky that you mentioned. Bucky, there was also the rumors, and whether it's fact or not, that he was struggling with mental stuff. Like that probably kept him out a week or two longer, which let his body heal more. We're like, I think Mike Evans is pushing to come back. This is probably Mike Evans' last season. I would say 50-50 chance. This is his last NFL season. He has nothing left to prove.
I think it'll depend what happens in the playoffs for them. Like if they get close to the NFC Championship and lose, he'll come back. But if they lose the first or even second round, he'll probably just hang it up at that point. Or if they get blown out, you gotta wait. They might just leave it out too. But yeah, I would wait.
We gotta wait on Mike Evans. I mean, he's still gonna be first week back. I'd still rank him as like a poor man's Cortland Sutton, right? As a guy that, he's still a good chance to score a touchdown because it's Mike fucking Evans. Yep. Now, what is a snap share gonna be? I would probably guess it would be 60%. Which, they could limit it to take him off the field on running plays, stuff like that, where he still runs 75% of the routes. But that's not Mike Evans traditionally is on the field every play. And that's where his value is on the field. Now, they'll probably bring him in. The nice thing, the upside is if he does play 60%, he's going to be on the field in high leverage situations, third downs, goal line, red zone snaps, stuff like that. So it's not a great start, but it's doable. I'd rather start Mike Evans coming back first week over a guy like Jaden Higgins. I know it just seems like I hate Jaden Higgins, but I kind of do hate Jaden Higgins. Eagles have Jalen Carter out and another guy. I forgot the name. Yeah, but you know what? The Eagles are so deep on defense. They have so many guys, blue chippers, that I'm not too worried about 1 or 2 injuries. And the problem with the Eagles has not been defense. It's been offense. So I think they're going to figure that out. And Lane Johnson, I understand that. Yeah, Eagles have some injuries, but the Chargers have more, I promise you. The whole Chargers offensive line is just beat to shit. Beat to shit, my man. And their guards that are healthy are bad already. So I just know the Eagles have an elite defensive line. I know Jalen Carter's a big loss, but the line of scrimmage is still advantage Eagles. And that is a big thing in football. Michael, I agree with you here. I hope the addition of Mike Evans will bring Ibuka back to life and Mecca a big boo. It will, because Ibuka's been playing out of position. They've been having him play X receiver. That is not his bag. That's not my bag, baby. He can't play X. It's been proven. We thought he could. He can play a little bit of X, but if you're going to line him up there every single snap, you saw the results. He's just not getting open. He's not a good contested catch player, and He's not Mike Evans. So I think this is good, right? This is good. If they get even McMillan back, but let's say Evans, Godwin, Kate Ott, and you have
Anything
options,
helps.
it's going to help a big
Yeah, just takes less pressure off him.
But usually, though, in fantasy, it's actually like addition by subtraction kind of thing, where it's like, Michael Wilson, for instance, it's good that Marvin Harrison's out because he gets more opportunities. In this case, Ibuka's still going to have a lot of opportunities with Mike Evans.
They just had too many injuries. They had way too many injuries way too fast. You know what I mean? Too many guys went out too quickly. With him getting injured on top of it, like he just got bogged down with his injuries, out of position, being doubled, being schemed for more. Now with getting more guys back healthy, Godwin's getting healthier by the day. He's definitely got some good upside going forward with Evans coming back.
Next week, is Chuba Hubbard going to get more carries again than Rico? I think it's 50-50 split. They already said that the plan is Rico early downs, Chuba more on passing downs. So I would say more touches and like carries and targets. I'd say it's pretty close. Who would you bet your money on, Ray, in terms of Chuba and Rico for touches? And then who's going to have more fantasy points? Who do you want going forward rest of the year, I guess I'd say? It's tough. I hate it.
I know I'd still say Rico, which I know it's not trending well right now, but if they want to win, that was their winning. Like he was like part of their biggest wins of the year. I know they had one of their biggest wins last week, but still, I mean, PPR it would be Chuba, half PPR or standard it's going to be Rico. Now I'll pretty much just leave it at that.
Yeah, I agree with that one. Silver injury finally got Evans, and his 1,000-yard streak is finally coming to an end. That sucks that injuries cost. So that was always going to be the case, though, because he might have gone on 2 or 3 more years with this because the player, Mike Evans, gets a lot of shit in the fantasy community just because he's known for these historic stinkers.
Didn't he miss it?
No, he got it on the last play. Remember, they got it on the last play. They threw it when they didn't need to.
Right.
He missed 4 games last year and still got it. But Mike Evans he's got a lot of hate from the fantasy community. Notorious for those really bad games and like semifinal week where it's like it's not his fault. He has like 2 catches. So. He's 100% a first ballot Hall of Famer and a nice guy from all accounts. So you know what, Mike Evans, hell of a career, man. Tip my hat to you. Never been a biggest fan of you and your game. I didn't have a lot of shares of him in fantasy actually, but he's always been a good pick. It's always been a good pick. Next week, should I start Christian Watson or Mike Evans when he comes back? Well, Mike Evans might be back this week. Did they rule him out or no? Did we have news on that?
I thought they did. 1 second.
Okay, so maybe they did rule him out. Mike Evans. I don't have any shares, so
he's still in IR. Won't play.
Yeah, he's ruled out. So it's next week. He'll come back. Good call. I don't have any shares of Mike Evans, so that's why I didn't know that.
Me neither.
You got to see before you make this call, Hetzer. You got to see how Jaden Reed looks. If Jaden Reed looks good, if Matthew Golden comes back, I'd probably maybe play Mike Evans just because Christian Watson is in the same situation, just more mouths to feed there. Let's see. Damn, I used to think you were crazy, but now I can see you're nuts. What quote is that? Do you know what movie that's from, Ray? I don't know it. I don't know it. Ray doesn't know it either.
I don't know it off the top of my head, but I've heard that line.
Yeah, it's got to be from a movie. That's what GT does. Silver Rapture, start 2 running back, 1 wide receiver, 1 flex. Bijan, Kyron, Hampton, Mooney, a Big Boo or Debo, and Debo. So Bijan, Kyron, and then we're going to Big Boo. That's a safe option.
Yep.
Are you scared about Kyron? You're a Kyron owner. Are you scared about him?
I'm not totally scared.
50-50 split, dude.
I'm getting worried. That they paid him, right? So
yeah, but they just said they literally said they're saving him for the playoffs. And like that's a documented statement. And like Blake Corum's been just as good as him. As a runner, he's actually been better. Kyron's a better pass catcher and a better pass blocker. But if it's 50-50 split, I'm not going to go as far as say I'd rather have Corum rest of the season. But how can I say it's like if it's going to be a Rico and Chuba situation, like it's the same thing, right? It's the same thing. And like here's the damning thing that sucks is even going into this week, the last 5 weeks, I looked it up. They had the same amount of goal line carries each. They both had like 7 goal line carries, 6 goal line carries, right? 1 a game. So they've already been splitting that when it was a 70-30. So they'll probably continue splitting that. But like we're talking about Corum, who's already getting half the goal line carries, and now it's 50-50. That's a Montgomery Gibbs situation, dude. And I just think that I've been saying it forever. Corum's a better runner, not a better player, but at this stage of his career, he's a better runner than Kyron Williams. So I'm not saying I'd rather have Corum over Kyron. The only concerning thing is I have Blake Corum everywhere, and like I need him to be the starter. And like there's this Kyron has such less chance of getting hurt now if he's only getting 13 touches a game. But 13 touches a game, like Kyron Williams has never been the player. He's not Jahmyr Gibbs, who on 16 touches can go for 140 yards and 2 touchdowns. Kyron is he's been good in fantasy. He's been great in fantasy because of all of the work, right? All of the work.
Right.
And he's not getting all of the work anymore, Ray. So he's an RB2, right? He's like a mid-range RB2, would you say? Or is he higher just because of the offense and the touchdown upside?
I would still say he's a bit higher, but he's not. He used to be top 10 and or like top 13, 15. He's more 20 to 15, I'd say.
And Blake Corum is a flex option, like top 25-ish?
Nah, I'd still say he's probably 30 to 25. But that's still a flex option in most situations.
This is a 2.0, so I'm guessing this is tight end premium. Mason Taylor, Gatson, or Woody Marks. Even in tight end premium, I think I might go Woody Marks. I would not go Gatson, so it's Mason Taylor or Woody Marks. But again, we saw my bets, Joe Blacko. Mason Taylor's at 24.5 yards, receiving yards at Vegas.
By the way, that quote is from Gold Member.
Ah, see, that's the one, the Austin Powers, I don't really know very much. It's probably because I said the Austin Powers quote.
Yeah.
But exactly. We're going Woody Marks, even in tight end premium over Mason Taylor. I can't go. I mean, I have the bet on the guy. 24.5 yards is not really a ringing endorsement on the dude.
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to get? 3 for 40? Like,
right.
Baltimore going to take the Steelers tomorrow. They better. They're pretty big favorite, like 6 points. So I think the Steelers are done. They're donezo. Now the Ravens look kind of done last week against the Bengals, but I'm going Baltimore all day on this one. All right, start 1 running back, 1 wide receiver, 1 flex. Kyron, Hampton, Monungai, a Big Boo, Debo. We answered that one, didn't we? It's Kyron, a Big Boo, and then it's PPR. So Monungai or Debo? I'm gonna go Debo and PPR. I think. I don't like it, but Jay Daniels is back.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, they'll want to use Debo in those weird ways, his gadgety ways to help take a little pressure off him.
Is this a wild stat that the Jets don't have an interception this year? That's so crazy. Yeah. I know they only have like 2 turnovers all year.
That was a wild stat like a while ago. Like that was a stat weeks ago. Like weeks and weeks ago. I'm not saying like over like 2 months ago, but that was a stat. That was a stat about I want to say over a month ago. So the fact that they still don't to this day, really fucking bad. Especially because they hired a defensive coach. Not good.
Yeah. What's up, guys? What's with the cryptic Kincaid info? Plans to play week 14. I don't like hearing that. Plans to play.
Yeah.
In general, you can't really trust them. They're not passing the ball enough. Dawson Knox is still going to be on the field a lot as a blocker. He's the number 1 there. I don't know. I dropped him in a league. I have him in 3 or 4. I dropped him in 1 league because I have like I think I have like Juwan Johnson and I have Theo Johnson, the Johnsons, and his last name's not Johnson, so I couldn't roll with him. But it's just too sketchy for me, man. And what are your thoughts?
I'm with you, man. I mean, I know the tight end position, like when you don't have one of the top ones, is really rough right now. It always has been, but the fact that they're playing cryptic games basically showing us that. Because, dude, I thought he was playing last week, and then all of a sudden he was just like, "Nope, you're out." Like, I wouldn't be playing.
Hard to trust him. It's
just don't.
Absolutely,
don't rely on him.
Absolutely. I'm always looking for Jack Doyle.
Absolutely. I feel good about flexing Christian Watson. Oh, we missed this question from CK. Back to my RB keeper question next year. What about Braylon Allen? I love Braylon Allen as a keeper. Now, it appears they might bring back Breece Hall. I don't know why they would do that, but I love Braylon Allen. The talent. He's 21 years old, man. He's a great player. So
why would they bring him back? Him being Hall, or I'm saying he himself. Why would he want to go back there? Like, get the hell out of there.
Yeah, no one wants to go back there. So yeah, I would keep Braylon Allen for sure. Flexing Christian Watson, I'm fine with that one. Baker or JD, we're going Baker in this game. The Vikings defense is frisky. I'm not trusting Jay Daniels his first game back. He might have some rust, and we don't know how much he's going to run. That's the question mark. If I see it and he runs and they give him a couple design runs, which they probably shouldn't do, but they might do because our boy is an idiot. There he is, Dan Quinn, backwards hat.
No.
No. Like out of all these guys, I can flex it would be Christian Watson, Chris Godwin, Alec Pierce. I'm going Godwin, Pierce, Watson. No, because of the weather this week, I'm going Godwin, Watson, Pierce.
Yep.
Yeah, JD5 again. I'm confident in him going forward. Just this week, not as comfortable starting him against the
Let's
Vikings.
just see how healthy he is after this. I mean, it's a pretty major injury. We
Yeah.
all saw it. I mean, let's just see what happens.
I am a smooth white bottom boy. Ooh, hello. That's pretty cool. All right, you want to do this chug here? Well, we didn't get to the goal, but we'll chug and get the last couple of questions, and then tomorrow night we'll be back on for me and Storey will be on for the Week 14 recap show tomorrow night, 10:45 p.m. Central. Hopefully, see you guys all there. Maybe Big Ray will make an appearance at the end of the show, like he sometimes is known to do. And Big Ray's got 9 days off work after Christmas. He has a Christmas to New Year's little break. That's gonna be awesome, right? You're gonna eat so much fucking meat, bro. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm taking Christmas Eve to New Year's. So
Me too, man. I'll be off those days too. I'll be on the on the streams here every night. Although that's right at the end of the football season. It's right at the end of the fantasy season. So it's winding down for us here. It's getting really light in the chat. I know a lot of people are eliminated from fantasy. So my energy level is running down. You know, I always show up, man. I always step it up for the show. You know how we do. But all right, that is it for us. I'm gonna put my bets up here one more time for those of you that may have missed them. Also, I did release the video. I release the video every Saturday nights. If you want to check that out. Also, if you're not in the Discord, get in the Discord. You get access to these. The private chat in the Discord. I drop these every time I bet them. The second I bet them, I drop them. So here you go. Just running down the list here of all the bets. Brian Thomas Jr. over yards. Lamar over rushing yards. We have Mason Taylor over 24.5. Rashid Shaheed over 18.5. We have Isaiah Pacheco over 34.5. Total yards and Eagles minus 2.5 to round it out on Monday Night Football. Again, all this, if you want to get access to the Discord and you want to get access to these bets, you want to access to this community for me, Ray, Storey, Ben, the Chaz, we're all on there 24/7 answering your lineup questions, your trade questions, your questions about beers or chicks or life, whatever. I'll answer anything. I don't give a shit. I'm not really a therapist. I'm not trained to be, but I'm a decent listener. I talk a lot, Ray, but I'm actually a decent listener. You know this.
he's also a decent cuddler.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't know anything about
I'm a big cuddle monster. Well, I know you'd be a good cuddler, man. Silver says, do you do fantasy football content year round? Yeah, we do, man. It's not going to be every day. So again, this show, again, people that are in the Patreon and all that kind of stuff, that like, we're not like some shows where they log off for 4 months. We do at least one show a week, but we're going to do 4 shows a week. We just do stuff other than fantasy football. Silver, we do we're going to do Movie Monday, where we break down movie and TV shows, not break down, just have conversations about them, get hammered, those kind of things. Me and Ray are going to be doing a show every Saturday night called Open Bar, which is what it's what the name is called, Open Bar, where we just let you guys ask us questions. You have a topic. Let's say we start off talking about the Great Pyramids and the mysteries surrounding that. We'll talk about that. You ask a question. We go to that. Then we go back to the pyramids. Then we go to transsexuals and subways. We'll talk about those for a little bit and what to expect there. And if you run into one, what do you do? And then we go back to the pyramids, and that's how we do Open Bar. And then what else we're going to do? We're going to do a football show Friday nights, and then there's going to be another show on Tuesday or Wednesday. So about 4 shows a week. Also, we're going to be doing a whole month of draft coverage. Mike Storey is our expert, our college football expert. We'll be doing pretty much 5 shows a week for the entire month of April, for maybe a month before the draft. And then we're going to start with football content in May. I start doing best ball drafts in May. I'll be streaming every single one of those almost every night. Not to mention, we'll start ramping up our draft, our fantasy draft stuff for prep in probably June. Me, Storey, Ray, Chaz, all of us. Probably 5 nights a week there in June. And then by the time we get to July, it'll be 7 nights a week like we're doing now. And I also stream every one of my redraft leagues and my wife's league. So I have 35 drafts usually I do. I'll be streaming all those plus 400 best balls. You're going to get a lot of content, boys. That's why you got to get on this now. Help support your boy too, because I'm putting in 40 hours a week on this shit. And I want to make this a thing. I think all you guys know it will be a thing, right, Ray?
Oh, yeah. We're dedicated.
100%. Ray is super dedicated. He sacrifices sleep for this shit. Dom asked the other night, Aaron Jones or Hampton? Drake is out. Need him week 15. Oh, Aaron Jones or Hampton? Are we going Aaron Jones because of the injury? I don't know. This is a fucking tricky one, man.
Yeah. I would just still say Jones. Oh God, I mean, what is that? That's this week? Is it or for week 15 next week? If it's next week, I might go Hampton.
Oh, next week it's Hampton for sure. This week it's probably Aaron Jones though.
Yeah, it says I need him. Or so I'm going.
Yeah.
I'll go Hampton next week.
What the hell happened to Helen Hunt? You know what happened to her? Plastic surgery gone wrong, and that's gross. Dicker or McPherson this week in the playoffs. McPherson. This playoff rest of the season's Dicker. This week's probably McPherson.
Yeah.
I hit 6 at 8 on Thursday. Have you heard of the hype feature? Yeah, man, that doesn't work for hype feature is not active for lives. So it has to be for the regular videos, YouTube hype. So yeah, whenever I post the actual beating the odds video, it's like a minute long. I always have people hype it. But Silver, I don't know if you're in the Discord, but I'd love to have you, man. ProfessionalFanatics.com. Link in the description if you want to just help support the channel. I'll get you in the Discord. It's only $2 a month to get in the Discord, $5 if you want some extra stuff. There's a $10 one and a $22 one, which includes like guest appearance in the stream. Oh yeah, you can hype it. The thing is, a lot of people probably aren't going to watch these streams because it's more of an interactive show. I feel like that when we do the stuff like for the stuff before the season starts, those are better videos to rewatch. Now these videos are fine, but I think people want to actually, yeah, I guess we could all hype it. I'm just trying to get more people in here in the live streams. That's the key. But yeah, man, appreciate everybody. Like I said, professionalfanatics.com if you want access to everything. Appreciate that, Dom. We do what we can.
Thanks,
here, man.
Dom.
So
every
one of you guys, I'll be on the Discord for about an hour tonight. Usually every night I go through my lineups. I'm kind of anal about that shit. I just go through and just turn the bench over, make sure I didn't make any mistakes. And I also just like love looking at my teams. And I'm in the Discord talking, answering questions. Big Ray's usually in there. So, all right. Appreciate all you guys. Ray, thank you so much.
Yep.
We will see you guys
good luck
tomorrow
everybody.
night at 10:30
Bear
p.m.
down,
Central.
baby.
Love your life. Bear down. Good luck for the Bears tomorrow. Love your life. Stay positive. Respect each other. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks again,
Thanks,
Ray.
Rob.